Guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. All this story would begin 50 years after the end of the Tournament of Power, in which all the warriors had become extremely powerful beings. However, both Zeno-samas were completely bored, so in that instant they decided to make a second Tournament of Power, informing Daishinkan.
Daishinkan, please inform all the universes that they have 1 week to present themselves again with 10 warriors. We'll make a new power tournament.
As you command, my lord. I'll inform every god of destruction right now.
No, you better summon a meeting between all the universes.
Gods of all universes, the great Zeno-sama has organized an emergency meeting. You must be at the Palace of Zeno-sama in 1 hour.
All the gods, upon receiving the information, will come quickly. Upon arrival, Daishinkan will step in front of all the other gods.
I know that all you must be intrigued, since we have not seen each other for about 50 years, but we will hold a second Tournament of Power.
All the gods were surprised to learn that a new Tournament of Power would once again put each other of their existences at risk.
But Daishinkan-sama, what's the reason for all this? The deadly level of our universes is even above average.
This has been the idea of the King of Everything, so it'll be done in about 1 week. You may retire.
Each god would return to his universe, but would be a bit surprised realizing that they needed the help again of the mortals. Beerus and Whis would quickly go to planet Earth, being a little surprised to perceive the power of all the Z warriors.
I was a little scared, but we were the winners of the last tournament and we can't lose this time. We have the power to defeat them.
It is correct that the power of all the warriors has increased, but the power of all the other warriors must also have risen in a big way. At that moment, Beerus and Whis observed how Goku and Vegeta were fighting in the sea. That's right, both Saiyans wanted to continue surpassing their limits, so they didn't stay behind.
Why don't you use the Ultra Ego, Vegeta? Maybe you can't still muster it in its entirety.
Shut the fuck up, you insect. The Ultra Ego is not like your Ultra Instinct, which has the imperfect and perfect variant. The Ultra Ego, I can use it 100%, not 50%.
I didn't understand anything of what you said, but with that power you won't be able to defeat my defensive Ultra Instinct.
At that moment, Beerus and Whis appeared in the middle of both Saiyans.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Beerus and Mr. Whis, I haven't seen them for so long. Why are they on planet Earth?
Beerus at the moment was very surprised when he stared at Goku.
Goku? Are you using Ultra Instinct?
Oh, this? That's right, Mr. Beerus. I'm using the Ultra Defensive Instinct, but I'm already able to master it 100% at will. But Vegeta doesn't force me to use all my power.
Damn insect. I didn't use the Ultra Ego because even the Earth suffers because of all my power. With that power, I'd be able to finish you with a single blow.
I can see that all of you have become great warriors, but I have something very important to tell you. Goku would return to his base state and would get a little serious when he noticed that Whis' look would change drastically.
What's happened? Has a new enemy approached that even you're not able of facing?
No, nothing like that, Mr. Goku. The great Zeno-sama has announced a new Tournament of Power. Goku and Vegeta were very surprised.
But why the hell did the King of Everything decide that? From what I understand, since all the universes came back to life, the power of the mortals has grown. That's right, but those are the orders of the great Zeno-sama. We can't refuse.
Jiren's power must have risen in an incredible way. I must not stay with my arms crossed. I'll go to train in the Room of Time to be able to break my limits.
Goku would think about this. At the moment, the deities of all the Universe 7 would inform everything to the other warriors who were surprised in the same way. Meanwhile, Goku would arrive with Dende, asking him as a favor to allow him to use the Time Room. Explaining that the great Zeno-sama had organized a new Tournament of Power, Dende would accept without any problem. At the moment of entering, Goku would begin to train very arduously to be able to break all his limits.
I'm sure that the Ultra Instinct must have a further state, or even variables such as a Super Saiyan, and I have planned to unlock each of these new transformations.
So the week that the King of Everything had granted had passed quickly. For all the gods to summon the warriors that would save the universe on this occasion, with only a few hours left, Beerus together with Whis would arrive to planet Earth, realizing that Goku was missing. Meanwhile, with Goku, he had already been able to access the Ultra Instinct Phase 2, but he had not mastered it completely.
It won't be long before it's completely mastered.
Goku would continue with his great training. However, at the moment of mastering the Ultra Instinct Level 2 completely, he would decide to combine it with the Kaioken increased 500 times. But the power would be so much that even an energy Rafa released from his aura would destroy the time room completely, leaving Goku very surprised and scared. Damn it! I'm an idiot. How now will I be able to get out of this place? Goku was very worried since he had understood that he had improved with the time room the help of Whis, since Gotenks was able to get out with his power. I have to be able to surpass my limits. I'll try to get out of this place. Goku would access Ultra Instinct Phase 2, with which he would activate the Kaioken increase to 500 times, which was the power that his body could withstand, being impossible since no space-time rift was formed. Damn it! Won't be long before that damn tournament starts. Meanwhile, with Beerus, he was furious that Goku was nowhere to be seen. Vegeta, don't you know where the hell that damn worm is? Mr. Beerus, I assure you that I have no idea where Kakarot's insect is.
Maybe he chickened out and decided not to participate, or he went to train and forgot that the day of the tournament was today.
Damn Goku, I swear I'll kill you. Whis, look for him immediately. Whis with his staff would begin to search for Goku throughout the Universe 7, being a little shocked to realize that the presence of Goku wasn't anywhere in Universe 7.
Mr. Beerus, this may be surprising, but Mr. Goku's presence had disappeared from all 12 universes.
Damn it. Quickly, they would choose Yamcha to form the team of 10 members. At the moment of arriving to the realm of nothingness, an overwhelming power would be felt. That's right, it was the power of Jiren. Instantly, Daishinka would give the beginning of the new tournament of power, in which, this time, Universe 11 had no rival. Universe 11, even though the power of Vegeta and Frieza had shot up, they were able to defeat Toppo and all the other participants of the Pride troops. However, their power was not enough to face Jiren, who on this occasion was able to kill every member of the Pride troops. Jiren, on this occasion, would ask the Super Dragon Balls for the return of his entire family. Daishinka would return to stare at him, as it was a selfish wish, but Zeno-sama would nod in affirmation. That's right, this time Jiren had not erased by Zeno-sama. The former Android 17 would ask that all the universes return to normal. Meanwhile, in the time room, Goku had felt a sting in his heart, and an anguish would invade him.
Damn dwarves, this anguish I feel. You wretches destroyed my universe even though I couldn't be there to defend it.
Goku would begin again with his great training, because despite having spent 10,000 inside the room time, he was not able to open the portal, and this meant that he had not yet overcome the power of an angel. So it is, as Goku every day, every year, every century struggled much more, to the point of even losing most of his memories and becoming much colder. That's right, he had regained the cold personality of a Saiyan. After about 1,000,000 years, Goku had incredible power, but despite having the power to even face Daishinkan-sama, he had not been able to get out of that place.
Damn it! I've forgotten almost all my friends. I only know that I have to finish with those damn dwarves, and I'll not give up.
Goku on this occasion would release an overwhelming power, with which he was able to access his most powerful transformation. But the condensed power was incredible. So much was his power that even the silhouette of a large Ozaru would form all over the place. But every attempt had been in vain. Goku would begin to scream out in frustration. His screams would spread throughout the room of time.
I'm tired of being in this damn place. I haven't been able to create a small dimensional rift, but I can't die.
Flashback. Dende noticed that Goku had not left the time room, and it was time for the power tournament. However, when he investigated, he was surprised to see how the door of the time room had been destroyed.
I can't let Mr. Goku die in this place.
This is how Dende, with the help of Shenron, would ask him to make Goku immortal so that he would not die in that place. At the moment that even both Zeno-sama's eliminated Universe 7, the time room was not affected, being in another dimension very different from Universe 7. And flashback. Goku would give loud cries of despair. However, he knew he wasn't able to do anything.
If a divine being, and even above all that is known, helps me to get out of this miserable place, I promise to do what he asked me to do.
Meanwhile, in a faraway place, a powerful archangel named Nin would listen to the words of that Saiyan.
Well, well, how interesting. I'm not a goddess who surpasses the power of Zeno-sama, but I do have the necessary power to travel between dimensions and get him out of that place.
At that moment, Nin would begin to travel between dimensions. At the moment of arriving, a great light would be formed, and from a great portal, Nin would appear in front of Goku, who would be very surprised since it had been millions of years since he had dealt with a person.
Who the hell are you? have you been able to enter this dimension? Am I hallucinating? Ha 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 ha! Wow, how long have you been locked up in this place? So long that you even lose your perception of reality? So, if you're real, help me get out of this damn place. I swear I'll be your servant. I want to get out. I don't know how anything about this room anymore. Are you sure you'll be one of my servants? I assure you. Nin at that moment would form a blood pact that united them, which didn't matter at the level of Goku. If he broke the pact, he would die instantly. Nin, with the great dimensional power, was able to get Goku out of the dimension, but at the time of leaving, they appeared in the universe that was empty. That's right, both appeared where both belong to Universe 7. Goku at that moment would increase his power a little, being enough to wreak havoc all over this place. I swear I'll kill you damn dwarves! Calm down, Goku. Even though you and I have great power, we must not attract the attention of the king at all. I want to finish him off. I swear I won't let him take my family away from me. How do you know you had a family, if even from reality itself you are lost? The second tournament of power. Zeno-sama eliminated everything I loved. I don't remember them clearly, but the only thing I know is that I'll avenge them. But if that tournament was more than 10,000 years ago, and even in this room, time passes much faster. Seriously, I don't know how he's still alive. It's understandable that he has lost his reasoning. Nin-sama, I know that I'll be your servant, but please, allow me to finish with the kings completely. It's the only thing that I implore you. Of course I'll allow you, but we must do it with caution. I will also wish to take revenge on the whole divine world, so little by little we will have our revenge. Understood, Nin-sama. As you command. What are we supposed to do now? The first thing will be to head towards Universe 11, to finish with the only god of destruction, the most powerful mortal of all the universes. Goku at that moment would take Nin, with his great speed began to move through all the universes, and even caused havoc in reality itself due to its great power. Goku, together with the Archangel Nin, were traveling at an incredible speed, so much that all the space where they passed was cracked. After a few minutes, both arrived at Universe 11. Their powerful was so much, after a few minutes, that the deity, along with the most powerful mortals, felt an incredible pressure throughout their universe. What's this pressure? I'm not able to move freely. Apparently the pressure is the power of a Saiyan, but this should not be possible, since that race was extinct millions of years ago with Universe 6 and 7. Meanwhile, Jiren, who was meditating, felt such overwhelming power, so he quickly went in front of the being that emanated that gigantic power. When he arrived, he was equally surprised to realize that the being in front of him was not part of his universe. How is it possible that a subject from another universe is alive? At that moment, Toppo would arrive with all the others, being surprised when realizing that it was Son Goku, but since both had fought previously. But if it's Son Goku from Universe 7, how's that possible? Your whole universe was destroyed. You must have died too. That's of no importance. But you, Jiren, you had the Super Dragon Balls in your power. I don't know what you wished for, but you were selfish with all the other universes. Saiyan, I don't care how you survived. Now I'll end your pathetic life. I could ask for whatever I wanted. I won the Tournament of Power for a reason. Goku, who was in perfect Ultra Instinct, was watching him with a very serious look. Jiren, without enduring all the provocations of Goku, he launched himself against Goku, who was surprised to realize how Goku had dodged his blow, making it look easy. How do you have those reflexes? My power even surpasses the power of the gods of destruction. This shouldn't be happening. Goku, without saying a single word, had connected a light blow, which Jiren was not able to observe. But for Jiren, it had been an extremely powerful blow, since even when it hit it, the planet had completely destroyed it, leaving no trace. Son Goku, how do you have all that boring power? That doesn't interest you. You who call yourselves the warriors of justice and make wishes for your benefit, you are good-for-nothing vigilantes. Toppo, angry, would change to his form of God of Destruction since he felt the incredible presence that was coming from the whole body of Goku. At the moment, Toppo would throw a great destructive energy, but at the moment of making contact with the aura of Goku, the energy would vanish completely. That's right, the simple aura of Goku was so powerful as to disintegrate even the power of a God of Destruction. Jiren at that moment would recover from the blow, throwing himself towards Goku. However, it was not completed but for Goku to dodge and block each attack of Jiren. Toppo would also support Jiren, but even between the two, Goku was far superior to the Warriors of Justice. Goku would release some of his incredible pressure, with which he had made Jiren and Toppo fall to their knees, not allowing them to move. Wow, guys! I thought you could withstand the pressure of 3% of all my power, but you've been defeated by my simple pressure. I really thought the most powerful mortal of the 12 universes and who won the Tournament of Power was more a powerful being.
Dang it. I can't move. What the hell is this guy? Son Goku's always had great power, but he wasn't this amazing. What happened to him?
At the moment, Goku would charge a great sphere of energy. At the moment of Vermouth arriving to the place, he was able to observe a gigantic explosion in all his universe, observing how his two more powerful warriors had been defeated without difficulty by the being that he had in front of him.
What happened? How are you able to eliminate the two most powerful warriors of Universe 11?
However, at that moment, Vermouth would be surprised to notice that the Saiyan of Universe 7, remembering that he was the best warrior of Beerus, even being on par with the God of Destruction.
But you're Goku from Universe 7. This can't be possible since your universe was destroyed thousands of years ago.
Dang you, you dare to say that my universe was destroyed. I will forgive you for that. Goku at an incredible speed was able to connect a great blow to Vermouth, which made him fall to the planet, crashing heavily. I, a Saiyan who always looked for the welfare of others, I was not able to protect my universe. Now I'll finish with every divine being in revenge for my universe. But that won't be possible because the power of the father Daishoken-sama is far beyond his imagination, not to mention the power of the great Zeno-sama. You haven't seen my true power, but just to give you a little idea, this is only 3% of my power. Margarita would be very surprised by Son Goku's words, however instantly Vermouth would raise all his power, causing some calamities through the universe.
I swear that I'll finish you, Saiyan. I have trained for all these thousands of years not to stay behind the power of Jiren, but now I use this power to finish you.
Vermouth had launched himself against Goku, beginning to exchange hundreds of blows at high speeds, but Goku was only playing with the god, who was able to use every last drop of his energy. Meanwhile, with Margarita, in that instant, he was able to observe Nin being very surprised and terrified. But you're our elder sister, Nin-sama, daughter of the great priest, a super goddess of destruction. So you are called the Supreme Archangel. So you know who I really am. Then you must know the reason why I've returned after millions of years. Do you want to try to bring down the entire divine realm like 1,500 million years ago? Ha, that's funny. But with the Saiyan of great power, I know I'll have the necessary power since he has much more power than all of you. Margarita at that moment threw herself against Nin, who with a simple look would expand a great pressure in all the corners of Universe 11. Even in all the other empty universes, the great pressure was not able to allow the Daisel Angie to move freely. Now stop moving, you idiot. Don't you see that I'm going to kill you? Nin instantly threw a sphere of energy towards Daisy, which was able to reduce her to simple atoms. Meanwhile, Goku has taken full advantage of Vermouth. Goku, quickly, finish with that pathetic god, since you know that our main goal is to finish with the most powerful divine beings. Vermouth was instantly shocked to realize that Margarita had turned into the mere ashes of the universe.
Dang it, this can't be forgiven by anyone. Even if I die, I'll take out one of you with me.
Vermouth at a great speed would rush against Goku, but this much more serious with a much more greater speed than Vermouth was able to dismember every part of his body, and a great explosion would make him disappear into nothingness. It's ready, Nin-sama. Goku, I have a question for you. Is that all your power, or do you have any power beyond that? Of course I do. I have much more power, and even a power beyond that of an Archmage. I want to witness all your power, so please, increase it to the maximum. And don't worry, nothing and no one will be able to sense your power. I will seal this whole universe. Nin at that moment, with her great power, would cover the whole Universe 11 of a great dark energy, which didn't allow anyone to feel outside of that barrier. Goku at that moment would begin to increase his power in an incredible way. At that moment, the face of an incredible Ozaru would appear throughout the universe, so Goku was accessing the Divine Super Saiyan 4, but it would not end there, as Goku would continue releasing much more power, which would begin to leave Nin surprised. How do you have so much power? Really, this Saiyan has been training for all these millions of years that he remained locked up. Goku from a big explosion seemed to have returned to his Ultra Instinct, but something to differentiate was the color of his eyes, which this time were the red color combined with purple. This is all the power that I'm able to master 100%. Because of my 100% destruction form, I'm still not able to master it. But with that power, it's incredible. You would be able to even give a great battle to my father Daishinken, although for sure I don't know who would win because his power is also immense. Goku would return to Ultra Instinct, which he had chosen as his base state. So now what are we gonna do, Zeno-sama? The first thing we'll do is train somewhere so that you'll be able to control all your power. We could go to a room. Goku, remembering all the time that he had in the Room of Time, he would flatly refuse. However, at that moment, two great powers would be able to destroy all the barrier that Nin had placed. That's right, they were both guardians of Zeno-sama. Flashback.
Something bad's happening in Universe 11. Jiren's presence has disappeared. His power was so great as to even end the life of a super god of destruction. Dai, why did you send for us? Is there something you want us to do? That's right. Go into Universe 11 and verify that everything is in the perfect condition. Okay, we'll be back in a moment.
And flashback. The dark energy barrier that Nin had created was destroyed by both guardians who were surprised to see Nin.
But if you're Nin, the daughter of the High Priest, I didn't think that after millions of years you would come back. Do you want to be humiliated again?
Nin would not say a single word, knowing that the power of both guardians exceeded his and had no chance if both fought together. However, Goku, realizing that they all disrespected the goddess who saved him, furious, he launched himself against a guardian at a great speed and was able to connect a blow, making him fall to a planet. At the time of the other guardian to react, it was too late, since at that moment he had received a powerful slingshot of air in the stomach, which would make him vomit large amounts of blood. Good for nothing guardians! If you insult or disrespect Nin-sama again, I'll kill each one of you myself! Both furious guardians threw themselves against Goku. Nin quickly got in front of Goku, however, the fist that was about to hit his face, Goku, with a simple movement, had made 1,000 pieces of the arm of that guardian. Nin, don't worry, I've taught you my power, but you're not able to assimilate the experience that I have in combat. These guys are simple insects to me. The guard would quickly regenerate his arm with the help of the celestial energy that they possessed, and they quickly launched themselves against Goku, but something strange was happening. Despite beings that surpassed the power of the gods of destruction by millions of times, Goku made them look like simple children. Goku, by increasing his power to 35% of all his power, he was able to even the pressure would not allow them to move. However, both guardians used their last technique, which was a combined technique that required every drop of their power. Throwing it to Goku, a great explosion would be created.
Nin, we don't know how you were able to get such a powerful guy to be your ally, but we're done with him. You're now.
Goku's dead. What a technique was a galactic level. But at that moment, a lightning would move through the place, being able to end the life of both guardians. Meanwhile, in the realm of everything, Daishinken was not able to observe anything because the incredible pressure of Goku was even able to form a dome of energy, but he was still able to feel how that vital energy of both guardians had disappeared completely.
What's going on? I also have to have myself verify that everything's in order, but I will raise my power a little so as not to be caught off guard.
The great priest Daishinken would expel a great part of his power, making everything around him tremble. Daishinken would quickly go to the place of the battle, being surprised to only witness the bones of both guardians, and in front of them two subjects, which he would quickly recognize.
This is impossible. If you're the fallen Archangel Nin, and the most powerful Saiyan of the Universe 7, Son Goku.
So, you remember me, Father. I never thought I would be present in a dimension like that, much less coming from my father, but now I have returned to bring down the entire divine realm.
Millions of years ago, you had enough power to bring down the entire divine realm, but now, I don't think you have enough power to defeat us.
I know that all of you have raised your power in a great way, but this Saiyan is a very powerful being, and as I can see, he has the same goal as me, to destroy the entire divine realm.
Is that true, Mr. Goku? We never knew the reason why he didn't participate in the second tournament of power, but he doesn't have the necessary power to finish off the entire Divine Realm.
Of course I plan to wipe out the entire Divine Realm, and that's what I have left over, Daishinken. Now I'm sure I can even wipe out the lives of the useless kings altogether.
Goku at the moment would raise his power a little, causing great destruction through the Universe 11. That's right, the power of Goku was so great that even the same realities were altered, since all that place did not have enough power to contain so much power. Daishinken would be a little surprised to witness all the bestial power that came out of the body of Son Goku, but without staying behind, in the same way the great priest Daishinken would begin to release all his incredible power. Not to stay behind Goku, but something incredible would happen. Instantly, a strong gust of wind would make him fall on a planet, and felt as Goku's own gravity crushed him. Instantly, Goku would seriously be watching him in front of his Ultra Instinct Phase 3, with which he was able to freeze any warrior with a simple look. I have lost all my emotions and feelings, but I'm sure that I want to finish with all the Divine Kingdom. Because of a stupid game of that dwarf who calls himself King of Everything, my universe was destroyed. I'll finish with each one of you wretches. Goku, with an incredible speed, had launched himself against Daishinken, who was not able to dodge a strong blow, which sent him flying to a planet of the Universe 11. Daishinken would recover from the blow, leaving a little wounded, but at the moment, Goku, without stopping, would continue with his furious attack, with which he would not even let Daishinken breathe. The power of this Saiyan's incredible. I'm not even able to defend myself, and he's been able to increase his power to incredible levels. I'm not able to do anything against him. All this thought Daishinken while he was massacred by that Saiyan who was thirsty for revenge. Goku with one blow would send him to crash onto a planet. For one of the most powerful warriors of all the universes, you have pretty low power. Goku, do you want to fight an extremely powerful being? Yes, I'd like to, since this simple worm's not even capable of making me use 50% of my power. Let him go. According to the story millions of years ago, there was an extremely powerful being who had never known defeat, and he decided to be sealed in the Kingdom of Everything, until a being worthy of all of his powers appears, and something in me says that his being exists. So if you let him go, I'm sure that they will go to this guy.
Are you talking about Kimura?
So it's all true. There's a being who's never known defeat. You're in luck, priest. That's the only reason I let you live, so you'll be able to make me fight with that powerful guy.
Never even though you have all that power, you won't be able to touch the mighty Kimura. His power knows no limits. It's impossible for a Saiyan like you.
It was said that it's impossible for a simple Saiyan to rise to the top of all 12 universes. And look, I was even able to sweep the floor with you. You good-for-nothing priest. Goku at that moment would grant him a powerful enough blow that would send him to fly through hundreds of dimensions, which would connect with the Kingdom of Everything. At the moment of arriving, he would crash into the palace. Being out of combat, the great Zeno-sama, upon realizing how his castle had been shaken so abruptly, would decide to go out to observe what had happened. Zeno-sama would raise one of his hands, with which an incredible power would begin to run through the whole body of Daishinken. That's right, Zeno-sama was transmitting a great power, with which he was able to return the vital energy to the priest. A moment Daishinken regaining consciousness, he would be very surprised to realize that he was in front of his lord.
My lord, thank you for your help. I didn't think that I would be defeated by that simple mortal. His power is incredible. I apologize.
I don't understand anything of what you're telling me. You arrived here with a powerful blow, and it was so powerful that you even shook my castle. So explain to me what happened.
Daishinken instantly began to explain everything that happened with his Saiyan son Goku and the Archangel Nin, which made Zeno-sama look very serious, since he knew that none of this was good, knowing that even Goku, who was once his best friend, had a power comparable to that of ending the lives of both his guardians.
My lord, Son Goku wants us to awaken Kimura.
Zeno-sama, much more serious, would stand next to Daishinken.
That won't happen in any possible way. The power of that Kimura possesses, I'm sure he would be able to pulverize Son Goku with a single blow.
Meanwhile, returning with both beings, Goku had returned to the Ultra Instinct, finding himself a little discouraged, which Nin would notice.
What's wrong, Goku? Even though I took you out of that place, you could tell me anything. I'm a friend to you. It's been millions of years since I had a fight, but they haven't been able to make me feel what I felt in the battles. Adrenaline, intensity, terror. I haven't felt anything at all. That's because your power has reached a level that hardly a warrior is able to reach. What do you think, that we face the renegade gods? Renegade gods? Who are they? The renegade gods are the gods who possess the necessary power to end the life of a king completely. What if we invade their dimension? What did you say, that they have the power to end the life of a king? I'm interested in that. Of course we should do it. I want to feel the adrenaline of a real battle. What we must do is increase a power that even breaks the barrier of time and space. With it, we will form a portal which will take us to the world of the renegade gods. Goku at that moment would expel a little of his power, with which the disaster was evident, but it was not enough to break the barrier of space-time. Goku, much more serious, would tighten his fists, with which he would be able to activate the Kaioken increased to 1,000 times, with which he was able to break the barrier of space-time. However, with all that bestial power, had been perceived by the beings of the Kingdom of Everything, which were very surprised to realize all this incredible power. This is bad. I'll have to merge with my part of the future. At that moment, the other Zeno-sama would appear in front of them. What's going on? What was all that trembling that was felt? Daishenko would explain everything that had happened to the King of the Future, to which he agreed. At the moment, both Kings of the Future began to merge, with which an incredible power would be felt all over the place. However, at that precise moment, the power of Goku and Neon would be felt. The power of Goku and Nin would disappear as they arrived in the dimension of the renegade gods. After a few minutes, Goku and Nin would arrive to an infinite space in the same way. But something to differentiate was the incredible power that could be perceived in this place. The power that's felt in this place is amazing. It has no comparison with the gods that used to live in our universes. So this is the place of the renegade gods. At that same instant, a being at lightning speed would grant a great blow to Goku, which would make him fall to a planet, destroying it by force of impact. When Goku stood up, a large mouthful of blood would come out of his mouth, but instead of being enraged, he would smile. This pain was the only one I felt for millions of years. A real battle. Who are you? I can see that you belong in the 12 universes of the useless Zeno-sama. How were beings from those universes able to reach our world? Isn't it obvious? We're beings that surpass the power of the king at all. So I wish that a being could make me get excited again in battle. What an idiot subject. This place will be your grave, since no one's capable of facing us. There's only been one being who made us flee, and his name is Kimuru. Again, that name. As far as I can tell, the power of this Kimuru must be so beastly that even beings from these worlds are afraid of him. Yura, which was the name of the guy, at a great speed would begin to give a beating to Goku, who instantly was not able to do anything at all. However, as the battle went on, he was matching the speed of his opponent. At the time, Yura would receive a big blow which made him spit blood, falling to his knees badly wounded. This is impossible. A simple being of the external universes shouldn't possess this power. Who are you? You're not an ordinary being. I'm a Saiyan, who was betrayed by the King of Everything, who I considered my best friend. But that dwarf decided to turn his back on me. I was locked up for millions of years. Thanks to that, I have this great power. Maria, a little surprised, would throw himself against Goku, which on this occasion the battle of both was very even. So much that even planets around them were disintegrating by the great power that both subjects were expelling. Maria, in that instant, would triple its speed, being able to cut all the limbs of Goku, and even, not having guard, would put his hand on his chest, destroying his heart. Nin would be very surprised to witness as Goku had been defeated. This was all my fault. I shouldn't have brought him to this place. The power of these guys is way above Goku's power. Now he's dead. I won't be able to do anything about it. You were a powerful being, but by destroying the vital organ of your body, you'll die irreparably, since no one can live without a heart. However, at that moment, Goku's whole body began to regenerate at a great speed. That's right, his body was regenerating completely, and even his heart had reappeared. Nuria was not able to dodge a powerful blow, which on this occasion had made him bleed too much, and he had even felt how that blow took his life. Instantly, an aura of lightning would rise all over the place. That would have worked if you were facing an immortal being, but I possess immortality, so no matter if you tear my body to pieces, I'll continue fighting again. So, for that reason, you're able to regenerate. But I'll give you a lesson that you're an immortal, but that doesn't make you invincible.
Only have to use destructive energy to end your pathetic life, and you won't be part of nothingness.
Noriya, instantly, would raise a great part of his power, with which he would even transform, appearing a halo on his back, giving to understand the divinity similar to the energy of an angel. However, hundreds of rays would begin to travel throughout the body of Nori, which was being filled with an incredible power. A great explosion would be created all over the place, and when all the smoke dissipated, Nori would be observed, which had accessed his combat form.
I'm surprised that a simple Saiyan had the necessary power to make me use a great part of my power. May I know your name?
My name's Goku, but I'm also known as Kakarot, the most powerful Saiyan of all.
Instantly, Goku would raise his power in the same way, accessing the Ultra Instinct Phase 3, with which he caused destruction all over the place, which was said to have an incredible resistance. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, Zeno-sama together with Daishinkan were very pensive.
We're no longer able to perceive Son Goku's power, but even if I merge, I don't feel I have the power to defeat him. We must do it.
No, my lord. To wake up Kimura, it's real madness. He can finish with the life of Son Goku and Nin, but after them, the next ones to die will be us.
At that moment, an incredible power would be felt throughout the multiverse of Zeno-sama, a power that even made both deities tremble. An incredible power was being released throughout the Kingdom of Everything. So much was his power that, with the simple pressure, he even made the two most powerful beings of the multiverse fall to their knees. That's right, the incredible Kimura had awakened from his great dream of millions of years. A great chaos would be caused by all the universes, because the power of this warrior was from another dimension.
Could this Kimura be awakened? But what happened? Why did he wake up so suddenly?
I don't know, Daishinkan, but even if we who are fused, we're not able to move freely.
At that moment, a guy with a normal appearance would stand in front of them, but his whole body released an incredible dark aura. So much was his power that he stood in front of both deities. He didn't allow them to breathe.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought they had increased their power after these millions of years, but you're still the same trash I remember. Kimura-sama, what can I do for you? That does not interest you, but I'll tell you this. I have felt a strong power, and I want to face that great power. Do you know who it is?
Daishinkan would be very surprised to know that Goku's power was so much that even Kimura was able to perceive it. Meanwhile, with the battle of Goku and Nora, the battle of both warriors would become very even. But Noira's power was, with each passing minute, beginning to diminish greatly. At one point in the battle, Goku was able to hit Noira's stomach with a big punch, which would send him to a planet to crash. When he stood up, he would vomit large amounts of blood and his eyes were totally blurred.
I can't believe it! Goku's power is so great that he can even make a rebel god kiss the floor.
This can't be happening. The power of this Saiyan must be nothing compared to my power. I can't assimilate it. The damage he's caused me is unbelievable.
Goku at that moment would appear in front of him. Goku, without any expression, would pierce his hand, tearing out his heart, taking Nora's life completely. Instantly, he would throw a large sphere of energy which would begin to reduce him to simple atoms.
That god resolved to be much more powerful than Daishinkan's garbage, but he wasn't powerful enough to make me use 100% of all my power.
Do you still have much more power, Goku?
That's right, Nin. But there hasn't been a being that can make me use 100% of all my power. But I have a great intrigue with the guy named Kimura.
Goku would return to Ultra Instinct, beginning to explore all the universes of the rebel gods. But at that moment, a great catastrophe would be felt even to that place. That's right, the power of Kimura was so much that it would even make Goku put a serious look. A god in the form of fire, which was approaching, would fall to the ground of a planet by the impression, and by the incredible pressure, Goku had not noticed its presence because its incredible power completely overshadowed it.
Kimura, how the hell have you released so much power? Your power, instead of decreasing after millions of years, has increased.
This is incredible power belonging to Kimura. I have nothing to do when facing these simple gods because even though they are very powerful, they're not able to make me use all my power. I'll be a waste of time. Goku would hold Nin again, and with his dimensional change, would begin to go to where that being was releasing his incredible power. But when he arrived, he would be surprised to realize that Kimura was not releasing his power, giving to understand that bestial power was his base state. Kimura was not releasing his power. Kimura would release that two beings had arrived. At that moment, Nin would fall to the ground without being able to breathe. Goku would quickly throw a large sphere of energy so that Nin would be able to move. While Goku walked towards Kimura, he would return to observe Zeno-sama. "When I fight with this guy and release all my power, I'll finish you cursed. You dared to kill my whole family. I'll never forgive you for that." At that moment, Goku was face to face with Kimura, who was in awe because his pressure was not able to bring him to his knees.
As far as I can tell, you must be the guy who was able to make me wake up after millions of years.
"So you've been able to sense my power. That's interesting, since I always keep my power at a state of rest."
You can't hide all your power, much less from me. I'm much more powerful and I'm able to sense all your sea of energy.
"You're more powerful than me. Don't make me laugh. I've been training for millions of years because I got trapped in a damn room." Kimura, without saying a word, would give Goku thousands of blows in the matter of 2 seconds, which Goku was not able to see absolutely anything, falling to the ground with very serious injuries and vomiting too much blood. Even his sea of energy would begin to spin in a very irregular way, because the blows of that warrior had had the necessary power to even end the life of a king at all. That hurt me too much. You almost knocked me out. But let me see what you think of that. Goku would instantly switch to Ultra Instinct Phase 3, which would not impress Kimura at the least. Goku would be a little upset after millions of years, and so Goku lashed out at Kimura, who, to his surprise, was able to neutralize all of Goku's hits. With extreme ease, Nis, who was able to observe everything, was not able to assimilate who had the advantage because their seeds were incredible, but she was surprised when she realized how Goku would be knocked down for a second time. This time, the whole planet with which he collided would explode, leaving nothing in its path.
I hope that it's not all your power, because you'd let me down if in an incredible way.
Goku would get up and begin to raise his power to the maximum. An incredible beast could be seen throughout the universe, while Goku was accessing the heavenly Super Saiyan. At the moment, all fur of all his body would become invisible, and Goku, without saying a single word, launched himself against Kimura. To everyone's surprise, Kimura was able to stop Goku's punch with one of his hands, and without making a great effort, he would deliver a blow to Goku. But this time, Goku was able to dodge it, which would draw Kimura's attention, and at that moment, both would take distance.
You're a very interesting guy, but if that's all your power, you've let me down, since this is only 19% of all my power.
Goku, with a very serious look, would realize that he could not do anything against that warrior. Meanwhile, several rebel gods would head towards the multiverse of Zeno-sama, with the exception of one, which was the Saiyan god Yamoshi.
Finally, after millions of years, a king-level Saiyan like me's been born again. You'll be the perfect candidate to rule the territory of the rebel gods.
Returning to the battlefield, 4 incredible masses of power began to collide. And while this was happening, all that incredible power began to enter Kimuru's body. That's right, Kimura had increased his power to 42%, with which his power had grown in an incredible way. Kimura, at lightning speed, was able to deliver a single blow to Goku, but the power of that blow had been so great that it would even leave Goku in a terrible condition.
I can't believe it. Son Goku was able to kill both Zeno-sama's guardians and humiliate me as well. But Kimura, against him, he looks like a simple child.
Damn it, I have no choice. Even if I don't master it, I'll use it. Goku would return to his base state, but his power would begin to increase in a bestial way, going through each one of his transformations. Goku's gonna use his true power! I can't believe it! Goku would continue to expel his power in incredible ways. At the moment, a great explosion would be created by all that once was the multiverse of Zeno-sama. At the same time of dissipating, the smoke could be observed to Goku, which seemed to be in the Ultra Instinct. But the color of his hair and his eyes was of an intimidating purple color. I've never used this power before, but you're the first one to make me use my maximum power.
So that's Son Goku's true power. Can't believe it. We're never opponents to him.
No matter what we do, in case Goku wins the battle, he'll finish me. But I prefer to be Kimuru's slave. I don't want to die. At that moment, both warriors threw themselves against each other, but this time Kimura flew away with hundreds of wounds all over his body, and at the moment of falling to a star, a great explosion was created all over the place, leaving everyone present astonished, because it was the first time they saw how Kimura was sent to fly with such brutality and full of wounds.
I can't believe this is happening. Son Goku's power was able to surpass Kimuru's power, which was said to that his power knew no limit. Now funny, this is the second time that being is able to hurt me. I can't believe it was with a being of the same race. It looks like you're enjoying it as much as I am, but I hope the battle can continue for much longer. Ha! Of course it'll continue for a long time. That's why even the rebel gods were afraid of my power.
Kimura at the moment would begin to expel large amounts of power. That's right, Kimuru's power was rising to an impressive scale. At the moment, lightning bolts were shooting all over the place, which everyone would dodge with great difficulty.
I'm ready, Saiyan. Come and show me what you're capable of.
Both subjects at that moment began to give each other excellent blows. That's right, both had left aside the defense. They only hit each other with the maximum of their power. At that moment, both warriors hit with each other with a big blow. Goku was sent to fly to a sea of lava, which had been formed by the explosion of the planets, while Kimura had been sent to fly to a nearby star, destroying it completely. At the moment, both would vomit large amounts of blood.
What the hell is happening? Why does my body hurt so much? I feel like I can't stand upright.
At that precise moment, Kimura would fall out of combat. Goku was not in the best condition. Since the battle against that guy had left his power on the ground, Zeno-sama and Daishoken, including all the rebel gods, were launched against Goku and Kimura. Goku would throw a great barrier on Kimura, which was able to withstand several impacts, while Goku began to exchange blows with the gods, but he was not able to do anything to them, because he did not have even 10% of all his power. Nin at that moment would throw a large sphere of energy, which Daishoken would vanish it completely.
This is a perfect opportunity to fish with that damn Saiyan, and we won't waste it.
All the gods were able to destroy the barrier that Goku had placed over Kimura, and at that moment, they would throw an incredible power. However, a much more overwhelming power would be felt through that place, disintegrating all the power of the gods, and even standing in front of Daishoken and Zeno-sama, who would recognize it immediately.
But you're the mighty god Yamoshi.
The rebel gods, without caring much about Yamoshi as the most powerful god, threw themselves towards him. But at the moment, Yamoshi would increase his power in a bestial way. He looked like a beast since his power seemed to have no limit. The whole place would be destroyed than it already was. At the moment, from a great explosion, Yamoshi could be observed, which was in its legendary state.
It doesn't matter if you all want to face me. Do it anyway. You won't stand a chance against me.
All the warriors didn't care and threw themselves against Yamoshi, who was able to knock them out without any difficulty.
They're still mere children compared to my true power.
Yamoshi immediately took Goku and Nin, Kimura, leaving him to his planet, which was in a place far away from the universe of the rebel gods. Yamoshi had headed towards his planet. While all this was happening, Daishoken, who had not received great damage, was able to help recover all the beings, including the rebel gods, who would decide to make an alliance, to be able to do something against the trio of warriors, especially with Son Goku, who had given off an unreal power.
After millions of years, the rebel gods returned to collaborate with us, the divine beings of the multiverse's Zeno-sama.
This is not a battle that only belongs to me, because if it were only mine, none of you would be worried. It would be better to mobilize as fast as possible so that you do not recover completely.
I agree with Zeno-sama, but in spite of that, Yamoshi's power is incredible. I don't think we'll be able to do anything against his infinite power. After millions of years, it seems that you have to emerge again to bring back Archon, the only being that was able to fight him besides Yamoshi. If we have to do it, we'll do it. We're not going to stay with our arms crossed. The power of those warriors must not exist.
A great pentagram would be formed all over the place. The power of that fusion would be felt even to the place where Yamoshi was, who would change his expression to a very serious one, just like Nin, who was not out of combat. Whose power is that? The power it gives off seems to be from another dimension. I'm not able to assimilate it.
Those bastards, after being under my command for millions of years, have decided to form Archon, but they still won't have the necessary power.
We have to buy time, while Kimura and Goku recover so that they can help us in this great battle that is approaching. Meanwhile, in the multiverse of Zeno-sama, everything was shaking. Subject even dimensional holes. At the moment of the complete fusion, a powerful subject could be observed.
The power that I possess this time is incredible. So all the rebel gods have increased their power in an incredible way. How interesting.
Archon would observe both deities, throwing a great sphere of golden energy at them, which covered their bodies and gave them incredible power.
That power is easy to master for you who possess the divine key. So, this very moment, we'll finish with those scum and we'll be the rulers of the whole. The power I possess is incredible. I'll return the humiliation to the cursed Nin. I'll not leave any being alive.
I'm sorry, my friend Goku, but after millions of years, your heart only possesses evil. For that reason, it'll be better to finish you off. At that moment, the trio of warriors were heading with great speed towards Yamoshi's territory, which was far away from everything. But after a few minutes and they were able to arrive, they were not able to enter because a powerful barrier didn't allow them to pass through.
Ha ha ha! A simple barrier will not be able to contain us. Receive this!
Archon, with a small power-up of his power, would throw a tiny attack, but the condensed power was incredible. The attack would be powerful enough to destroy the barrier completely, which would leave Yamoshi very surprised.
Damn it! The power of that fusion has risen in an incredible way. Goddess, will you be able to face the king and his guardian at the time?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I don't have the power to face my father, let alone the king at all.
This is bad. We need one of us to wake up, because if we don't, we'll die in this very place.
At that moment, large amounts of negative energy would begin to cover the whole body of Kimura, who had been able to wake up, being very confused because he didn't know where he was.
Seems I've lost for the first time. But what the hell is going on? I feel three big powers heading towards this place.
At that moment, Kimura would be even more surprised when he saw Yamoshi.
But Yamoshi, I thought you were dead. You're the first one to make me use all my power. But tell me, what's going on? This is not the time for explanations, but the gods and kings of everything, when they realized that you and Son Goku are on the verge of death, they tried to finish you off. Those damned ones. Whose three powers are they? They're the beings of the kingdom of everything, and the fusion of all the rebel gods. So count on your help since the power of the three of them has shot up in an incredible way.
Instantly, the trio of warriors would arrive for Yamoshi.
Yamoshi. You being the most powerful of us, you prefer to turn your back on us. This will not be forgiven. We'll finish you off in this very place.
Damn, Nin. You made that pathetic Saiyan be able to crush me. I don't care that you're my daughter. I swear I'll make you suffer in the worst way possible.
Yamoshi immediately began to access his legendary state, which was able to withstand much of the energy charge. But unlike the previous time, this time the power that Yamoshi was accumulating was a barbarity, being so much that it would even create several destructions by the universes of the rebel gods, which were said to be indestructible.
You, Kimura, you'll face me. You'll no longer be sealed, and you'll only sleep for millions of years. At this moment, I, Zeno-sama, will finish you once and for all.
Archon would rush against Yamoshi. Both began to collide their fists at high speeds. At that moment, Zeno-sama and Daishinken were launched against Kimura, since between the two of them would be able to have much more advantage. At that time, would quickly go to Goku, trying to wake him up, but it was impossible. Meanwhile, with the battle of Archon and Yamoshi, the fight seemed to be very evenly matched, but I was not able to see a clear winner, because both were connecting blows of incredible power. On the contrary, since Daishinken and Zeno-sama at every moment of the battle were putting Kimura in great trouble, at the time of a big blow they would send him to fly back to a planet.
Damn it. If I had all my power, I'd been able to finish with these bastards. My body hurts too much since the battle I had with that Saiyan.
Kimura, without giving importance to this pain, would begin to exchange blows with both warriors, but his power was decaying in incredible levels. So much that even Daishinken alone was able to give him a beating. At that moment, he would throw a great blow and a powerful attack, which would create an incredible devastation all over the place. Kimura had been completely defeated.
Damn, I don't have the power to face them, but he was able to defeat them. Demonic healing activation.
Kimura, before being out of combat, was able to receive a demonic technique, which would make the whole body of Goku begin to restore quickly. At that moment, the three warriors were launched quickly against Yamoshi, which was not able to do anything. Instantly would create an explosion with his own body, but Archon would use a large barrier to protect from the explosion. Yamoshi would fall to the ground on the verge of death.
Nin, run away! The power of these guys is incredible. Son Goku has not been able to wake up.
Archon would stare at everyone approaching Nin.
It's a pity that such a beautiful goddess like you dies, but you chose the wrong side. Die!
No, Archon-sama, please don't kill her. I want to be the one to kill that damn traitor. I'll humiliate her in the worst way possible.
Nin, before she could say anything or even defend herself, she would be massacred by a rain of blows, which she was not able to see. Daishaken, after humiliating her for about 10 minutes, would make her fall to the ground, being dragged by several mountains.
You're nothing without that Saiyan. Now that he's not there to protect you, you're not able to give me a single scratch. You're a disappointment to everyone. Now die!
Daishaken to be a few centimeters away from connecting his final blow, a powerful blow that would send thousands of kilometers flying. So much had been the power of that blow that when Daishaken hit a planet, it would destroy it completely. At the moment, an incredible pressure would be felt all over the place. That's right, Goku had been able to wake up in front of everyone.
Thank you for giving me the time to recover. Now you can leave everything in my hands. I'll take care of finishing with these cursed subjects, especially with the beings of the kingdom of everything.
Zeno-sama, when observing Goku directly, he would feel a shiver run through his whole interior, because the pressure that Goku was releasing was on the level never seen before. At that moment, Daishaken would recover from that furious blow, but he would come out with a few wounds.
Well, your power is incredibly high compared to the last time, because with that blow I would have ended your life.
Daishaken would say to himself,
The blow that damn Saiyan gave me was unreal power. I felt like my life was being taken away. I shouldn't trust myself since he's capable of ending my life.
At that moment, a red pressure would be neutralizing Goku's pressure a little bit, and in the same way, Archon would stand in front of Goku.
So you're that Saiyan that Zeno-sama Daishaken feared. Let me tell you that I'm not the same as the rebel gods. Because now all their powers formed a single being. I don't care if you formed a single being or not. You three will die by my hands today, and you'll not be able to do anything.
Goku! Don't trust the power of those guys. It's incredible. I don't think that their fusion will be so powerful.
I don't know who you are, but I thank you, and of course I won't trust you.
Archon was about to hit Goku and send him flying by the expulsion of Goku's power, who was releasing his power to the maximum. Ascending his forbidden power, instantly all the universes of the gods seemed to be destroyed due to all that bestial power. From a great explosion, we could see Goku, whose hair was purple as well as his eyes, and the pressure that he was releasing was even able to decrease the speed of Daishaken. Zeno-sama, because they were not as powerful as Archon.
Now I'm ready. I hope you are too, but to die? Because I had finished you damn insects.
Goku, as if he were an animal, as if it were lightning, had been able to end the lives of Daishaken and Zeno-sama, only being able to observe how blood fell all over the battlefield.
It's enough for me that they die. I don't have to humiliate them. They will never come back to life because my energy is even more powerful than the god of the Super Dragon Balls.
Archon, a little nervous and scared, would throw himself against Goku. Both of them, when colliding their fists, caused great destruction throughout the universes. But unlike the fight against Yamoshi, Archon's body, every time he collided against Goku's body, large amounts of dark energy entered his body, which made him much slower, and even his entire internal system began to be affected.
Damn, what's wrong with me? I can't breathe.
It's too late for you. You weren't able to realize it in time, so we'd better end your pathetic life now.
Goku at the moment would form a great dark dragon, which at the moment of colliding with Archon would release a rain of rays, which would leave absolutely no ashes of Archon. Goku would quickly go to Nin, and Goku would flow a great part of his energy so that Nin would recover. When several hours passed, all the warriors would recover completely.
At last I can be calm. I'm done with those damn dwarves that destroyed my planet without completion. I don't know what to do. I never had a good life.
In that case, all you can stay on my planet, and we go to other multiverses to meet new warriors.
That seems very dangerous to me. Don't worry, Nin. I'll always protect you, and we are Saiyans. Our fighting instinct always takes us over.
That's how Goku and the others made a great team and even went into universes they had never visited before. It was a normal day in the life of the inhabitants of planet Earth. People were eating in restaurants, walking with their families. There were children playing when suddenly a giant lightning bolt was seen in the sky that caused a strong movement throughout the Earth's surface. Buildings collapsed. People could not stand up. Windows exploded. All this resulted in car accidents and injuries. At the moment, a child was going to be pierced by a giant glass that fell from a building. Very close by, we see how a being that we cannot distinguish who it is flies through the skies at great speed, rescuing people who were in danger due to the strong movement. At the precise moment when the child was about to die, that being rescues him, seeing how a huge piece of glass explodes against the ground. We see how this hooded being stands up from behind, revealing that it was none other than Goku, who had been hidden for a long time because Daishinkan and the angels wanted to see him dead. Goku, with a different appearance than the one we all know, after rescuing the boy, is amazed by the energy that emerges from the earth to the sky. We can see how Vegeta arrives at the place where Goku is together with the Z Warriors, who were still saving people from the disaster. Vegeta looks at Goku face to face and says, "Kakarot, insect, where have you been all this time?" At that moment, Gohan and Goten arrive and tell him, "Dad, where have you been?" "What happened to you, father?" All this happened while Piccolo, Krillin, Trunks, and Android 18 were rescuing the people affected by the movement. After having finished saving them, they arrive to where they are reunited with Goku and look at him very surprised. In a head-to-toe scan, we can see Goku's face very emaciated, with wounds and pronounced cheekbones because he had not tasted any kind of food for a long time. At that moment, we go back in time about 20 years ago. We see how Goku and his son Goten are walking together in the forest. Goku, talking to his son, says, "Hey Goten, are you ready to fish today?" To which Goten replies, "Yes, Dad. Will you show me the fastest way to catch them?" Goku, happy for his son's enthusiasm, replies, "Of course, Goten, but this time I'm going to try something different. Watch this." Goku dives into the water and after a short time comes out with a big jump with a huge fish moving on his hands. Goten, very surprised, says to his father, "Wow, Dad, how did you do that?" Goku, showing a very happy expression, says, "When I was little like you, Goten, I had to find my own food in order to live. You should try to give it a try." Goten, very excited, says to his father, "I'll try." And so Goten dives into the water to the joyful sight of his father, to which, on the first attempt, Goten fails to catch any fish. Seeing Goten's sad face, Goku encourages his son, saying, "Don't worry, Goten, it's a matter of practice and patience. The key is to be quick and not scare the fish." So Goten dives in again, but this time it takes a long time to come out. When suddenly Goku feels a very powerful key very close to where he was. Because of this, Goku worried about his son's dives in search of him. Once in the water, he sees Goten fainted and next to him a very strange artifact. Goku, worried about the state in which he found his son, swims to rescue him. At the moment, he was about to lift his son in his arms, ready to go to the surface, the strange artifact begins to emit a very sharp sound that only Goku hears. Wu, with a face of confusion and pain, tries to lift his son, but suddenly the artifact comes off the ground and permeates his chest. Once on his chest, the artifact stops emitting that strange sound and Goku stops feeling the ki of a moment ago. Goku does not take importance to what had happened to him and worried about his son. He lifts him up to get him out of the water. Once outside, Goku puts his son on the ground to revive him, but suddenly an unknown being appeared to him. This being had a greenish coat, blue hair with black tips, and it was a very strange appearance. But it did not seem to be something real. It looked like an illusion. Goku, upon realizing this being, became alert and put his son in good protection. After that, addressing the being, he asks him, "Who are you? What do you want here?" This being, without uttering a word, rushes at high speed towards Goku, who in an act of reflex manages to dodge the first blow. But the speed of the stranger exceeds him by far. Because of that, after dodging the first blow, the unknown being lunges with a kick to the head, which Goku barely manages to block, leaving his stomach exposed, where he takes the opportunity to impact a direct punch, automatically leaving Goku out of air, and thus returns to lunge with a blow to the nape of the neck. Goku, when he was about to lose consciousness, hears a voice in the distance that says, "Apparently this is my best guest that could touch me," saying this in a sarcastic way. "I hope my colleagues are in good condition." After hearing these words, Goku faints. A few minutes after the fleeting confrontation, Goku regains consciousness, and realizing that the unknown being was no longer in the place, he looks for Goten, and when he finds him, he begins to unexpectedly and repeatedly call his name to make him react. Seeing that calling him had no effect, he feels his breathing and notices that he was almost not breathing. He creates an energy sphere in his hand and places it on Goten's chest. Once Goten revives the energy from his father, he reacts and spurts water from his mouth. Goten, with a puzzled expression, asks his father what had happened, to which Goku says, "I have the same question for you. What happened?" Goten tells him that at the precise moment he was about to capture the fish, he felt attracted to the artifact, which also tried to impregnate in his chest. At the time, Goten felt a strong source of energy that ran through every part of his body, which was very difficult to control, and felt how that strange energy weakened him until he lost consciousness and fainted. Goku had his thoughts, and that he also felt the same strange and very powerful energy running through his body, and worried about his son, asked him if he still felt that energy inside him. Goku calmly and a little puzzled told him no, that he only felt that when the artifact was trying to permeate him. While this was happening on Earth, Whis and Beerus went to the Kingdom of Everything to talk to Daishoken, since they had noticed him very tense and worried. Once they were already in the Kingdom of Everything, Daishoken appears with a very serious expression, while Whis and Beerus bow to him to show respect. Daishoken, relieved to see that Whis and Beerus were with him, tells them something very strange and dangerous is about to happen. Whis, with a puzzled expression, asks, "What is it, father? We'd noticed a certain tension in the air as we reached the realm of the whole." Beerus, yawning without realizing the seriousness of the fright, says to him, "Trouble again? What could be so dangerous to make Daishoken so worried?" "Serious? And worried, the High Priest?" To which Daishoken replies, "Yes, I'm afraid so. A powerful entity has resurfaced, once we have not faced in a long time." Whis, with a very serious expression, says to him, "An unknown entity? Could it be one of the beings we left sealed away long ago?" "It is possible, Whis. Its energies are as dark as they are disconcerting. I cannot identify the source with certainty, but its power is overwhelming." Beerus, frowning, says, "Why should I worry about it? If it's that strong, I'll go and destroy it." Daishoken, with a very serious expression, explains, "It's not that simple, Lord Beerus. This entity seems to have the ability to change even the most ancient gods. We cannot underestimate it." Whis thoughtfully asks his father, "How do you suggest we deal with this situation, father?" "We need to gather information before we act rashly. Whis, Beerus, I trust you with the task of investigating. Find out all you can about this entity and any weaknesses it may have." Beerus, smiling confidently, exclaimed, "Good, good. A little action won't hurt." Nodding, Whis replies, "We will be on our way, Daishoken, but be aware that if this entity threatens our universe, we will not hesitate to take drastic measures." "I understand, Whis. May wisdom guide your actions, and may you return with the information we need." After that conversation, Whis and Beerus depart for the hitherto unknown destination, while Daishoken watches with concern, aware of the gravity of the situation looming in the realm of everything. As they were on their way back to Earth to ask for Goku and Vegeta's help, Whis recalls that when they were on their way to the realm of everything, he sensed a very strong and dangerous ki on planet Earth. Halfway through his quest in the universe, he stops and, confused, Beerus says to Whis, "What's wrong? Why are you stopping?" Whis, very serene, says to Beerus, "Oh, my dear Lord Beerus, it turns out on our way to the realm of everything, I detected a rather intriguing presence." Yawning, Beerus asks, "A mysterious entity? We didn't need to get any of what Daishoken told us." Whis, with a nervous smile, replies, "Don't worry, Mr. Beerus. This time it doesn't seem to be a direct threat. I just felt a fleeting flash of power, something that crossed our path." Beerus frowns at Whis. "And you didn't give it any importance?
Isn't that what Daishake was talking about?
Well, the truth is, I didn't consider it an immediate threat. It was like a flash of power energy, but it disappeared as quickly as it came. It didn't seem to have any hostile intentions. Beerus, thinking about the situation, asks,
So what shall we do then? Does Daishake want us to investigate something like this?
Yes, but I think the best option is to go ahead with our main mission, to find out what the entity has surfaced. The fleeting presence may be a mere detail compared to what awaits us. So Whis and Beerus went on their way through the universe, looking for the entity Daishankin mentioned without giving so much importance to what happened on Earth. Back on Earth, the precise moment Goku rescued his son Goten, Goku, confused by what had happened to his son and the strange artifact that had impregnated in his chest, told Goten, "Let's go home immediately." As they flew on their way home, Goku tries to sense Vegeta's ki so he could teleport with him, as soon as he left his son with his mother Chi-Chi. At that moment, we see how Vegeta was already gathered by the Z Warriors, Krillin, Android 18, Piccolo, Tenshinhan, Chaos, Gohan, Future Trunks, and Master Roshi, who were talking about the strong and dark energy they had felt. Goku and Goten arrive home, and his mother, worried because they had taken a long time to return, runs to Goten and says, "Goten, son, are you alright?" To which Goten replies, "Don't worry, Mom, we're fine." Chi-Chi raises her head to Goku and notices that he's very serious. She lowers her gaze a little and notices the strange artifact he had on his chest. Chi-Chi asks him, "Goku, what's that you have there? Are you alright?" Goku immediately changes his expression with a fake smile reply. "Oh, don't worry. It's nothing important." Chi-Chi, in a very insistent way, "Goku, don't fool me. What happened?" "This thing I have on my chest. This very strange artifact I have on my chest. Well, it's a strange artifact, but I'm fine, really. I'm going to find out what it is and we'll get on with our lives." Chi-Chi, worried about Goku, hugs him and says, "Promise me you'll come back, Goku." To which Goku, with a smile, answers her yes. While he was about to make the teleportation, Goku says goodbye, saying to Goten, "Take care of your mother. I'll be right back." He teleports. Moments before Goku arrived to meeting the Z Warriors, as they were at Bulma's house, they were talking about what they had felt a moment ago. Vegeta, with a very serious expression, asks,
Did anyone else feel that dark energy? I can't identify it, but it's disturbing.
Piccolo, frowning, replies,
Yes, I felt it. It's as if it disappeared immediately as soon as we felt it. Something's not right.
Gohan, very worried, says, "Dad, Goten are with my mother. We should look for them." At that moment, Goku appears in front of them through teleportation and says very seriously, "Guys, I felt a strange presence. Something happened with Goten, but I rescued him." Piccolo, analyzing everything that happened, notices something strange on Goku's body and asks him,
Goku, what's that artifact on your chest?
"That's what I want to find out. But before that, I need to tell you something." To everyone's expectant and uncertain gaze, he says, "The strange energy you felt came from this artifact in my chest."
Vegeta frowns and asks, How's it possible? Does that device emit that energy?
Goku, somewhat worried, nods and says, "It seems so. The moment I rescued Goten, this artifact permeated my chest, and I began to feel an incredible amount of pressure coursing through every part of my body." Piccolo, thinking about everything Goku was telling them, asks,
And how did it get in your chest?
"The artifact was underwater right next to Goten, who had fainted. As soon as I was approaching it, it emitted a very sharp sound that didn't allow me to get close to Goten. Despite that, I managed to get close, and out of nowhere, it jumped in front of my chest to stay there. After everything that had happened with Goten, I tried to take it off, but when I did it again, it came back to permeate my chest. We must find out what this artifact is and why it has such a great amount of power. I'm counting on you."
Vegeta, determined, says, Let's do it. We won't let any threat catch us off guard.
Future Trunks earnestly tells everyone, "I agree. Together, we'll figure out what's going on." Goku thanks all his friends for the support they were giving him, but at that moment he changes his joyful expression to one of seriousness, as he remembered what had happened just before he lost consciousness. Gohan, noticing the sudden change in his father's expression, asks him, "Dad, what's wrong? Is there anything else you must tell us?" Vegeta adds,
Insect, you're not hiding anything from us, are you?
Goku remembered what had happened at that moment. With an expression of concern and anguish, he tells them about the fight he had with an unknown being, which exceeds his strength by far. And he remembers that the entity mentioned that he had colleagues that he had hoped would be alright. Piccolo with fear but serene says to Goku,
Are you sure of what you're saying? For what you are telling us is very dangerous. If he surpasses your strength by far, in that case we wouldn't stand a chance against him. We'd be a hindrance rather than a support, Goku.
Goku, after hearing that, tells him what he felt in the confrontation. The moment the unknown being appeared, I felt the same amount and type of power, and the dark ki that ran through my body as the strange artifact permeated my chest. As soon as Goku finished telling what had happened, as soon as he got out of the water, Piccolo came up with an idea. It wasn't that far-fetched, but he could explain what the strange artifact was and why he was facing the unknown being. Piccolo, observing the artifact, turns to Goku saying,
This looks familiar. It may be like a containment urn, like the ones we used at the Mafuba to seal powerful beings.
Surprised Goku, really, Piccolo? Do you think this could be something like that? Krillin, looking at the artifact. An artifact like this one, used with the Mafuba on Goku's chest. Since when did battles become so complicated? There's always something new with you Saiyans. Master Roshi, somewhat excited, but at the same time serious, exclaimed,
Mafuba! I remember when we sealed King Piccolo with that. Do you think Goku has such a strong enemy inside?
Future Trunks, analyzing what had happened, says, It makes sense. The Mafuba urns are powerful devices to contain evil energies. Could this artifact have sealed something?
I don't care if it's from the Mafuba or anywhere else. I just want to know how to get rid of this thing once and for all. It's a possibility. The urns we use to keep very strong enemies under control, but why did it attach yourself to Goku?
I'm not sure, but what I do know is that this energy is linked to a very powerful entity.
Whatever it is, if it's linked to that artifact, we cannot underestimate it. So, what do you plan to do, Kakarot?
At that moment, the Kaio-sama of the North telepathically communicates with Goku to tell him that he had information about the powerful energy that they felt, and the mysterious artifact that permeated his chest. Kaio-sama tells him to get to his planet quickly. First, we need information. Kaio-sama has information about this artifact and the being that might be inside it. We must go to Kaio-sama so we can find out what we're dealing with. Vegeta nods and Goku continues. Exactly, but first, I need your help. If there are any more entities like this, the Earth could be in danger. And with this connection to the artifact, I could put them at risk. Therefore, I'll only go to Kaio-sama to get the information to get rid of this artifact.
Kakarot, don't even think that you'll do this alone. I'll go with you, insect. I can't accept that you become stronger than me.
Goku accepts and asks him to put his hand on his shoulder. Once Goku and Vegeta left, the Z-Warriors sensed unknown presences on the planet, so they split into groups and flew off at high speed to go investigate. With the re-evaluation that the artifact at Goku's chest might be like a containment urn, similar to those used in Mafuba, the Z-Warriors faced an increasingly complex and dangerous situation. Uncertainty about what such an artifact contains and how it is connected to the mysterious dark energy fills them with worry. While Goku and Vegeta were to where Kaio-sama and the Z-Warriors went to investigate the unknown presences they had detected in space, Whis and Beerus, after having traversed much of space, felt a strong amount of dark energy, so they immediately head to where it was. As they are about to reach the source of the dark energy, the pressure in the air becomes more intense as they get closer, and the unknown entity awaits their arrival.
Why do I feel like this is going to be more complicated than we thought?
Mr. Beerus, the information we gain here could be crucial to understanding the threat we face on Earth. The unknown entity, surrounded by a dark aura, reveals itself in front of Whis and Beerus. Its presence is overwhelming and a sinister laugh echoes in space. Unknown entity mockingly welcomes them, saying,
I expected your arrival. You took longer than I expected. Do not underestimate the gods. We're here to stop any threat that endangers our universe.
Before any confrontation, can you tell us who you are and what you're doing here?
Oh, that's funny. I'm known as Ryuk, disciple of the Devourer of Worlds. I have come to free the Master, the most powerful being who ever lived.
The expression on Whis' and Beerus' faces become much more serious upon hearing Raiku's name.
Raikou, that name rings a bell.
Raikou is an ancient threat, Lord Beerus. His master, he and the other disciples were sealed away a millennia ago due to his unquenchable thirst for power and destruction.
So it looks like we have a problem. This time it won't be as easy sealing him again.
The space fills with palpable tension as Ryuk, surrounded by a dark and malevolent aura, confronts Whis and Beerus. The dark energy emanating from him seems to distort the very fabric of space around him.
Problem, you say? You are correct, little god. The master has been patiently awaiting your release, and now with my arrival, that time has finally come.
Beerus moves into combat stance with a determined expression on his face, while Whis remains composed but alert.
I have no time for games. If your master is a threat, we'll stop you here and now.
Tell us more about your master. Understanding his motivations might help us find a peaceful solution. Ryuk chuckles mischievously, revealing his sharp fangs, then disappears in a dark flash before reappearing behind Beerus with astonishing speed.
There's nothing they can do to stop the master's inevitable resurgence. But before that, they could entertain me.
The battle begins. Ryuk throws a swift punch towards Beerus, but the Destroyer guy nimbly dodges and responds with an energy punch that Ryuk blocks easily. Meanwhile, Whis watches carefully, waiting for the right moment to intervene. Ryuk's speed is impressive, but Beerus manages to keep up. They exchange blows and energy blasts in a combat that seems to defy the laws of space itself. Ryuk's dark energy distorts reality around him, making its impact more dangerous and intense. Oh, Beerus, your speed is amazing, but that dark energy is problematic. I suggest you be careful with your movements. Beerus nods as he dodges an enemy attack and counterattacks with an energy wave. Ryuk, undeterred, vanishes and reappears in front of Whis, challenging him to enter the fight.
And you, assistant of the god, will you dare to face me?
Whis smiles serenely and disappears in a flash, only to reappear behind Ryuk. I have no intention of fighting, but if that's what you wish. Before Whis finishes his sentence, Ryuk turns around and launches a fierce attack towards him. Whis, with his extraordinary speed, dodges each blow with grace. Space convulsed with the fury of the cosmic confrontation between Whis, Beerus, and Ryuk. Each move shattered reality itself. As Ryuk's dark energy and the god's divine blast intertwined in a demonstration of opposing forces, Ryuk, his ominous figure shrouded in a dark aura, moved with breathtaking speed. His sinister left echoed through the emptiness of space, challenging the gods who faced him.
This guy's faster than I thought.
As Beerus' words fade away, Ryuk disappears in the blink of an eye and reappears in front of him with a punch charged with dark energy. Beerus manages to block the attack, but the force of impact sends shockwaves through space. Ryuk breaks away from Beerus with a smirk, and in a flash lunges towards Whis. His movements were fluid. Whis, on the other hand, moves gracefully, dodging each blow with the grace of a cosmic dancer. This dark power is intriguing, but it is out of balance. Ryuk, frustrated by Whis' evasive ability, concentrates his dark energy in his hands and launches it as a flare. Whis responds by creating an energy barrier, but the resulting collision sends shockwaves through space, shaking nearby stars. Beerus takes advantage of Ryuk's distraction and lunges at him with a punch charged with divine energy. Ryuk blocks the blow, but the resulting force causes an explosion that creates the ephemeral supernova in the cosmos. The fight continues with unmatched speed. Ryuk demonstrates his skill in anticipating the god's moves, while Beerus and Whis unleash their divine power to counter the darkness that threatens to engulf them. In a moment of pause, Ryuk grins mischievously and his dark aura begins to intensify. A transformation was underway. The darkness concentrates around his body, forming a sort of dark cocoon that breaks, revealing a transformed figure. Now Ryuk has evolved. His previous form pales in comparison to the manifestation of his current power. His figure has become more imposing, with twisted shadows dancing around him as if they were extensions of his own essence. Sharp fangs glow with dark radiance, and his eyes emit a malevolent light.
Ha ha ha! This is just a glimpse of my true power.
Beerus and Whis exchange a worried glance. The pressure in the air becomes even more intense. Ryuk, now in his transformation form, launches himself towards the gods with outstanding speed. Beerus tries to counterattack with a sphere of divine energy, but Ryuk dodges each projectile with ease, moving through the bursts of light with supernatural agility. Meanwhile, Whis stands in reverse, watching the fight with analytical eyes. In a quick blink, Ryuk appears in front of Beerus and unleashes a series of vicious blows. The sonic sounds of punches and echoes kicked through space as the gods and devourer of worlds, discipled, plunge into a frenzy of combat. Beerus, struggling to keep up with Ryuk's speed, takes a direct punch to the stomach that sends him drifting into space. Before he can recover, however, Ryuk lunges at him and blasts him with a barrage of blows. The situation becomes even more complicated when Ryuk, in a ruthless act, concentrates dark energy in his hand and drives it through Beerus' abdomen. The Destroyer God lets out a roar of pain as darkness spreads from the point of impact. Whis, seeing the stark reality, springs into action. His figure flashes in space as he stands in front of Ryuk, blocking his attacks.
I cannot allow you to harm my lord in this way.
Whis' divine energy collides with Ryuk's darkness in a show of cosmic power. The battle intensifies and the fate of the universe hangs in the balance as the confrontation between light and darkness reaches its climax. The confrontation between Whis and Ryuk intensified as space became the stage for their fierce cosmic battle. The clash of divine and dark energies echoed in the void of the universe, creating ripples that stretched to the far reaches of space.
You think you can stop me, Whis?
The master of divine martial arts, Whis, maintained his serene composure as he resisted the onslaught of the Devourer of Worlds disciple. His divine aura glowed brightly, fighting against the darkness that threatened to envelop him. Whis, with a wave of his hand, unleashed a blast of divine energy that forced Ryuk back momentarily. However, the smile on the dark being's face revealed that he was far from giving up.
Ryuk, your quest for power will only lead to destruction.
Ryuk, releasing a sinister laugh, launched himself at Whis with renowned furiosity. Each exchange of blows was like a clash of titans, with the fate of the universe hanging in the balance. Meanwhile, Beerus was recovering from the wounds inflicted by Ryuk, watching the battle with critical eyes. The darkness that had pierced his abdomen was beginning to dissipate thanks to divine regeneration, but the experience had left an indelible mark.
This creature's more formidable than I imagined.
And determined not to be a mere spectator, Beerus joined the battle with renowned determination. His figure flashed with divine energy that rivaled Whis', creating a spectacle of light and shadow in space. The three powerful beings engaged in a cosmic dance, with flashes of divine and dark energy illuminating the vastness of the universe. Ryuk, without losing his smirk, took advantage of his transformation to increase his speed and strength, challenging the gods with every move. The combat reached new levels of complexity when Whis, in a flash of cunning, unleashed a divine teleportation technique. He moved at the speed of thought, appearing and disappearing at different points in space, keeping Ryuk on the defensive.
You can't dodge me forever, Whis.
As Whis and Ryuk clashed in space, Beerus focused on channeling his divine energy. The Destroyer God sank into a meditative state, concentrating on unleashing his true power. Beerus' transformation was gradual but impactful. His figure was enveloped in a golden aura, and his eyes shone with the intensity of a star. Divine power flowed through him, manifesting in a form that only the mightiest gods could attain, allowing the grievous wound left by Ryuk to be healed.
It's time to put an end to this.
The reborn Beerus lunged towards Ryuk with unparalleled speed. Each blow he delivered was imbued with overwhelming divine energy. Ryuk, though powerful, was overwhelmed by the onslaught of the Destroyer God. Meanwhile, Whis continued his cosmic ballet, defying the laws of space and time with his speed and agility. Every move was calculated, every blow strategically executed. The battle reached its climax as Beerus and Whis coordinated, combining their attacks to create a symphony of divine energy that enveloped Ryuk. The pressure in the air became almost tangible, and the cosmos itself seemed to rumble with the intensity of the conflict.
Do you have anything to say, Ryuk?
Ryuk, gravely wounded but still defiant, let out a shrill laugh. His figure writhed as the dark energy tried to resist the overwhelming pressure of the gods.
This is not the end, gods. My master will be released, and his darkness will devour all.
Beerus, showing no mercy, unleashed a sphere of concentrated divine energy and hurled it directly at Ryuk. The resulting explosion illuminated the space, dispelling the darkness that had lingered. Silence fell over the space as the gods watched the wreckage of the battle. Ryuk lay motionless, defeated, but not destroyed. His threat had been contained, at least for now.
This is not over.
We need to find out more about his master and any threat that may arise. Whis nodded, sharing the same determination. The reality of the danger that stalked the universe became more apparent, and the gods knew they had to prepare to face even greater challenges. The cosmic explosion that marked the end of the fierce battle dissipated into the vast space, leaving Whis and Beerus floating in momentary tranquility. As they regained their composure, a flash of gold announced the arrival of Daishenkin, the High Priest, who appeared before them with a serene but worried expression.
I see you've dealt with the threat, dear Whis and Beerus.
Yes, Father. Ryuk has been contained, at least for now.
But this isn't the end, is it?
Daishenkin smiled wisely as he held in his hands a strange artifact, a glowing sphere that emanated an energy like the one they felt during the battle.
This is what I wanted to show you. It's known as the Sphere of Divine Containment, an ancient artifact capable of sealing beings of great power and darkness.
Beerus and Whis watched intently as Daishenkin explained the function of the sphere and how it was used to keep the most dangerous entities in the universe at bay.
This artifact has been kept in safekeeping for eons. It's only brought to light in extreme situations. The dark energy they felt came from one of these sealed entities, released by Ryuk's recklessness.
Whis and Beerus exchanged worried glances as they assimilated the information.
Who are these sealed entities? They are beings from the distant past, fallen gods and creatures whose thirst for power make them uncontrollable. This Sphere of Divine Containment is our safeguard against their resurgence.
So, Ryuk was one of them, and his master?
His master is the Devourer of Worlds, an even more ancient and dangerous being. His release could jeopardize existence itself.
The gravity of the situation hung heavy in the air as Daishenkin continued to explain the importance of keeping the Sphere of Divine Containment safe and sealing Ryuk again.
Now that Ryuk has been contained, it's crucial that he returns to his place of safekeeping. But we also need to get information from him. We need to know more about the Devourer of Worlds' plans and any threats that may arise.
Beerus, Whis, and Daishenkin shared a determined look. The task was not complete. There is still work to be done.
If interrogating Ryuk could give us answers, we'll do so, but we must proceed with caution.
The information we gathered will be essential to prepare for future threats. Also, we need to reinforce the security of the Sphere of Divine Containment. Daishenkin, with a nod of his head, showed his approval of the god's decision.
Very well. Let us return to the realm of all and set preparations in motion. The safety of the universe depends on us.
The three gods, with the glowing sphere in hand, teleported to the realm of all, ready to confront the shadows of the past and ensure the stability of the universe. The spheres of divine containment, now more than ever, became the beacon of hope amidst the darkness that threatened to emerge. Meanwhile on Earth, the Z warriors, divided into groups, scattered into the sky in the direction of the unknown presences they had sensed on the planet of the northern Zeno-sama. In the air, they moved at impressive speeds, ready to face any threat that crossed their path. On Zeno-sama's planet, Goku and Vegeta appeared thanks to teleportation, Scar and Zeno-sama with serious and determined expressions. Zeno-sama, who was waiting for them, welcomed them with nervous gestures.
Goku, Vegeta, I'm glad you came so quickly. The information I have is crucial.
We need to know what this artifact is and what threat it poses.
We don't have time to waste. What do you know?
Zeno-sama nodded and led the Saiyans to his small home on the planet. Once inside, they unfolded an ancient scroll that revealed information about a mystical artifact known as the Cosmic Core of Containment. He explained that this artifact was used by the ancient gods to seal entities of great evil and power, preventing them from wreaking havoc in the universe.
This artifact is so ancient that there are hardly any records of its creation. It was thought to be lost, but apparently all this time it was hidden on planet Earth.
And how is it supposed to be sealed?
Tell us at once.
Zeno-sama explained that the Cosmic Core of Containment could be opened by a being of great power, but in doing so, the seal would be transferred to the first being it encountered. If the seal was not broken immediately, it would merge with that being, granting it power, but also binding it to the duty of keeping the evil sealed.
And how the heck did it end up in Goku's chest?
That's the puzzling thing. It seems that this artifact chose Goku as its carrier.
Goku, with an expression of astonishment, began to grasp the magnitude of the situation. He was now the bearer of an artifact containing an entity of indescribable evil. So you mean I'm now responsible for keeping this evil under control?
What an honor, Kakarot! It seems you've become the guardian of evil.
But there is something else. The being sealed inside the urn is incredibly powerful. He is known as Bahamut, the Devourer of Worlds. It is an ancient entity that has consumed entire worlds.
The gravity of the situation was reflected on the faces of Goku and Vegeta. Not only did they have to face the mysterious artifact in Goku's chest, but also the dark entity sealed within. Then we have an important task. We must keep Bahamut under control and, at the same time, figure out how to free ourselves from this burden.
Yes, make no mistake, Kakarot. If this threatens Earth, I'll not hesitate to stop you.
Meanwhile on Earth, the Z Warriors faced unusual pressure as they prepared for combat. Each group was ready to deal with the entities they had sensed at Bulma's house, which were minions of Bahamut, the Devourer of Worlds. The dark energy surrounding these minions was intense, and the very air seemed to vibrate with their malevolent presence. The group of Krillin, Master Roshi, and Android 18 encountered one of Bahamut's 4 minions standing on the ground, humanoids with a black, malevolent aura. The Z Warriors prepared for the confrontation with Krillin, Android 18, and Master Roshi, adopting combat stances. In a chaotic dance of dark energy and flickering explosions, the confrontation between the Z Warriors and Bahamut's henchmen unfolded on the cosmic stage of Earth's defense. Krillin, Android 18, and Master Roshi, 3 warriors of varying experience and skills, faced a dark menace that threatened to plunge the planet into an abyss of destruction. The stage was permeated with a tense atmosphere as the 3 warriors assumed combat stances, ready to defend the Earth against Bahamut's henchmen, a being whose malevolent aura eclipsed even the intensity of the sun. I don't know who you are, but we'll not allow you to harm our planet! Krillin's words echoed in the air, charged with determination. Bahamut's henchman, a humanoid with a black malevolent aura, advanced with ferocity, launching a dark attack. Krillin, in a display of amazing agility, dodged the attacks, moving like a gust of wind across the battlefield. Kaizen! In the blink of an eye, Krillin created his signature energy disc and launched it towards the henchman. Kaizen spun furiously, cutting through the air as it headed towards its target. However, the henchman displayed unmatched skill as he dodged the spinning attack, moving with an agility that defied comprehension. The henchman counterattacked with a series of dark, swift strikes, but Krillin was unwilling to give up. With precise and quick movements, he blocked most of the attacks, responding with quick and precise counterattacks. The combat dance between Krillin and the henchman painted a picture of speed and skill, where each movement could change the tide of the battle. Meanwhile, Master Roshi, the aged warrior with vast experience in martial arts, watched the confrontation with a knowing smile. He adopted a firm posture, waiting for his moment to intervene.
You've chosen the wrong man to fight. I've seen more battles than you can imagine.
As Bahamut's henchmen lunged towards him, Master Roshi moved with unique grace, dodging the attacks with precise movements and counterattacking with a series of energy blasts. The old man's experience and cunning proved to be a formidable challenge for the henchman, who was forced to deploy all his skills to confront the master. On the other hand, Android 18, the android warrior with formidable strength, advanced towards the henchman with determination. Her eyes glowed with an intense blue light as she unleashed her powerful android energy. Do not underestimate the strength of androids. With a quick wave of his hands, Android 18 launched a wave of energy towards the henchman. The latter, though impressed by the ferocity of the android warrior, showed no signs of recoiling. Instead, it lunged toward her with surprising speed, throwing dark blows that Android 18 dodged with cybernetic agility. The battle between Android 18 and the minion was a display of strength and speed, the bursts of energy lighting up the sky. Both fought with an intensity that could shake the foundations of the universe. Meanwhile, Android 18, a formidable warrior created by Dr. Gero, was ready to demonstrate her immense power. She charged her energy, her body radiating a red glow, and lunged towards the henchman with determination. Don't underestimate me. I'm stronger than you think. The henchman responded with a sudden surge of his dark aura, unleashing a surge of energy that pushed Android 18 back. The force of the impact created a shockwave, kicking up dust and debris in its wake. The battle was intense. Every move had a purpose and every attack resonated with the Z Warriors' determination to protect their home. Explosions of energy followed one after another, lighting up the battlefield like fireworks in the dark night of space. However, the true magnitude of the threat was yet to be fully revealed. This henchman was only one of 4 sent by Bahamut, and the fate of Earth depended on the ability of the Z Warriors to pass this first test. On the horizon, the other 3 minions awaited their turn, ready to plunge into the fray and test their bravery and skills of Earth's defenders. The intensity of the battle increased with each moment, and while Krillin, Android 18, and Master Roshi fought against the henchmen, other groups of Z Warriors faced similar challenges in different locations around the planet. The fate of the Earth hung in the delicate balance of the unfolding cosmic battle, and each warrior was determined to give everything for the survival of his home. While the first group of warriors were defending Earth on Kaio-sama's planet in the small house, it was permeated with a tense atmosphere and solemnity as Goku, Vegeta, and Kaio-sama were immersed in the gravity of the situation. The ancient scroll spread out on the table revealed the secrets of an ancient artifact, and the weight now rested on Goku's shoulders. So you mean I'm now responsible for keeping this evil under control? The responsibility rested on Goku like a heavy mantle. The cosmic core of containment, that ancestral artifact, had chosen Goku as its carrier, and within it was Bahamut, the devourer of worlds. The gravity of the situation was reflected in the eyes of the Saiyan, who was already mentally preparing himself for a colossal task ahead.
What an honor, Kakarot. Seems you've become the guardian of evil.
The irony of Vegeta's voice did not go unnoticed. While his words might have been sarcastic, the determination in his eyes indicated that, despite any jokes, they were in this together.
But there's something else. The being inside the artifact is incredibly powerful.
The information left Goku and Vegeta silent. Bahamut, the name echoed in their minds like the distant echo of a coming storm. Consuming entire worlds was a threat they could not underestimate. Then we have an important task. We must keep Bahamut under control and at the same time figure out how to free ourselves from this burden. The pact was sealed. Together, Goku and Vegeta would take on the challenge of containing Bahamut and discovering a way to free themselves from the burden they now carried. The remaining question was how they would confront the dark entity that lay in Goku's chest. But before they could formulate a plan, a vibration in the air alerted them to the arrival of others.
It seems your friends are in trouble. Go help them.
Goku and Vegeta nodded in a gesture and understanding and, with serious expressions, headed for the door. With a mighty leap, they launched themselves into the sky, ready to join the battle raging on planet Earth. At the moment that Kaio-sama gave the information to Goku and Vegeta, on Earth appeared another henchman of Bahamut who met with the duo of Tenshinhan. This henchman of Bahamut seemed to be an expert in dark martial arts. He moved with supernatural agility, challenging the Z Warriors with swift and lethal movements.
Do not underestimate the strength of humans. Kikoho!
Tenshinhan launched his powerful Kikoho attack, creating an explosion of energy that enveloped Bahamut's henchmen.
This is no ordinary enemy. I must use my powers wisely.
Chaos unleashing his magic, creating illusions and distractions to confuse Bahamut's henchmen. The battle was unfolding on multiple levels, with the Z Warriors fighting against this enemy who seemed to understand the combat arts in unexpected ways. At that moment, realizing that the power with which they were facing Bahamut's henchmen was not enough to stop him, thanks to Chaos's distraction, they took the opportunity to try to escape. But they did not count on the great speed of their rival who, realizing that they wanted to escape, caught up with them, disappearing from the place where he was and appearing in front of them. At the precise moment in which he was about to eliminate Chaos and Tenshinhan, 2 people appeared between them and their rival Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta, with their gazes fixed on Bahamut's henchmen, shared a silent understanding. The gravity of the situation was clear on their faces, but there was no room for doubt.
Tenshinhan! Chaos!
Go and warn the others about this threat. We need time to deal with this.
We don't want them to get hurt because of us. Go! We'll take care of this.
Ten Shinhan and Chaos nodded, recognizing the determination in the Saiyans' voices. Wasting no time, they sped away, leaving Goku and Vegeta facing their formidable opponent. Bahamut's henchman, emanating overwhelming darkness, showed no signs of backing down. His eyes glowed with malice, aware of the battle ahead. The Z Warriors were prepared to face any threat, and this would be no exception. It's clear that this won't be easy.
That's what makes it exciting. Let's do it, Kakarot.
Goku and Vegeta charged at Bahamut's henchmen with impressive speed. At the moment when both warriors were fighting a battle that could change the fate of Earth, this being who presented himself as Bahamut's henchman, this dark entity with a humanoid shape but a bird's head, was going to be surprised by the abilities of the Saiyan warriors. In the middle of the combat, of all the show of strength between both warriors and this dark being, Takagami, with a confused face but confident that his strength was far superior to that of these earthly warriors, thought, I'm amazed at the strength these earthly beings possess. I guess they deserve to know who'll kill them. Then at that moment he told them with a malevolent smile, he said, I've been surprised by warriors. That's why they deserve to know my name. I'm Takagami, sacred god of darkness, follower of the supreme god Bahamut. Goku, very surprised of what he's hearing, said, More gods? This sounds very dangerous and it's exciting.
Bug, shut up! The life of this planet's at risk, and you get excited about a being that's very powerful.
The speed of the combat accelerated as Goku and Vegeta pounced on Takagami. The energy in the air became dense, vibrating with the intensity of the impending confrontation. Takagami, with his dark aura, stood his ground, disdainfully watching the approaching Saiyans. Do you think you have a chance against the power of darkness? Goku and Vegeta continued their advance, wasting no time in unnecessary words. In the blink of an eye, they were in front of Takagami, unleashing a gale of blows. Takagami, with surprising agility, dodged many of the attacks, but some managed to land, demonstrating the strength of the Saiyans. Don't underestimate the power of a Saiyan!
Come on, God of Darkness. Show us what you can do.
Takagami responded to the challenge, unleashing his own fury. His speed and combat skills were amazing, deflecting the blows of Goku and Vegeta with subtle movements. The battle turned into a whirlwind of punches, kicks, and ki blasts, lighting up the sky with flashes of light and darkness.
They're just insects in front of the power of eternal darkness.
Goku in his base state and Vegeta, with their pride as the Saiyan Prince, continued to put pressure on Takagami. However, as the battle progressed, Takagami began to reveal more of his true power. His dark aura intensified and his form subtly changed, revealing a transformation that increased his power exponentially.
This can't be good.
Goku, always excited for a challenge, added, Vegeta, get ready! This is getting interesting. Takagami's increased power created an overwhelming pressure on the battlefield. His speed increased dramatically, and his strength eclipsed that of the Saiyans. However, Goku and Vegeta were not intimidated. With determination, they raised their own power of levels, taking the battle to new heights. The fighting continued with swift attacks and explosions shaking the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta, now in more advanced forms, kept up the pace, challenging Takagami at every turn. However, despite his efforts, the sacred god of darkness proved to be a formidable adversary.
This is entertaining, but your resistance is useless. The darkness consumes everything.
Goku and Vegeta, without giving up, exchanged determined glances. Vegeta, it's time to go further.
Of course, Kakarot.
As Chaos and Ten Shinhan rushed to warn the other Z Warriors, the confrontation between Goku, Vegeta, and Takagami entered a new level of intensity. The struggle for the fate of the universe was in full swing. The cosmic battle was raging on planet Earth, where darkness and light collided in a frantic dance of energy. Goku and Vegeta, the brave Saiyans, were facing Takagami, the Falcon, sacred god of darkness. The intensity of the combat resonated in the universe, and every movement threatened to tear reality itself apart. Takagami, who had increased his power, floated in the air with an imposing presence and dark aura. His eyes glowed with malice as he watched the Saiyans, who stood firm, prepared to defend their fate of the planet. In response to their enemies' increased power, Goku and Vegeta channeled their ki to the maximum, raising their power to the Super Saiyan. Vegeta, This guy's strong, but that only means that this fight will be even better.
Of course, Kakarot. This is our time to shine.
The planet Earth vibrated with the energy released by the three contenders. The distant stars seemed to pale before the magnitude of the conflict. The clouds were dissipated by such a demonstration of power. Takagami, with his increased speed, lunged at Goku with a darkness-laden punch. Goku, using his elasticity and quickness, dodged gracefully, leaving a trail of flashes around him by the speed at which Takagami was lashing out with his nigh-speed punches. Vegeta, with a burst of ki, stepped between Goku and Takagami, blocking an attack that would have been devastating his fellow Saiyan. The shockwave from the collision sent debris in all directions.
I expected nothing less from you, sacred god of darkness.
Takagami defiantly unleashed a series of dark blasts towards Goku and Vegeta. The Saiyans responded with perfect timing, countering each attack with precise strikes and energy waves. The scene looked like a combat symphony, where every movement was choreographed with divine precision. Goku, with a twinkle in his eye, concentrated his energy on his hands. A bluish sphere of energy began to form, growing in size and luminosity. Vegeta, observing the familiar technique, smiled as he recognized the power that Goku was summoning. A colossal energy wave fired by Goku shot through the sky like lightning, hitting Takagami squarely. However, the darkness was absorbing the energy, and the Falcon emerged unscathed, laughing disdainfully.
Is that all you have, Saiyan?
While Goku was recovering from the effort of his attack, Vegeta launched himself at Takagami with supersonic speed. His fist slammed into the Dark God, creating a shockwave that shook the air. However, Takagami responded with a burst of energy that sent Vegeta backwards.
Damn, this guy's stronger than I thought.
Goku, recovering, joined the battle again. Both Saiyans, aware that they were facing a formidable enemy, decided that it was time to take the fight to the next level.
Vegeta, how about we show what we can really do?
Of course, Kakarot. Let's do it.
Goku and Vegeta began to accumulate energy around them. The atmosphere was charged with an intensity of their ki as they unleashed their advanced forms. Goku transformed into the Super Saiyan Blue, while Vegeta assumed his evolved form, the evolved Blue Super Saiyan. Are they taking each other seriously now? Goku and Vegeta, with their new forms, advanced towards Takagami with renewed determination. The speed and strength of the Saiyans were now incomparable. The impacts resounded like cosmic thunder, creating a symphony of destruction in the sky. The battle became even more intense. Goku and Vegeta, coordinating their movements, attacked Takagami with an impressive combination of techniques and melee attacks. The Falcon, despite its power, was overwhelmed by the ferocity of the Saiyans. Final flash! The bursts of energy, one blue and one golden, converged into a titanic explosion that engulfed Takagami. Light and darkness mixed in a burst of dazzling colors. However, when the explosion dissipated, Takagami emerged once more, his form slightly battered, but his determination intact. His power is awesome, but I'm a god. The darkness cannot be defeated so easily. Goku and Vegeta, without giving up, continued the offensive. The speed of his combat reached levels that defied comprehension. Punches and kicks were exchanged in a split second, creating a glow of cosmic collisions.
Big Bang attack!
Kaioken 20 times!
The energy exploded again, shaking the sky with its fury. However, Takagami, with his divine resistance, withstood the attacks. The battle raged across the cosmos, with the warriors disappearing and reappearing in flashes of light and shadow. In the middle of the struggle, Goku and Vegeta began to feel an overwhelming pressure. Takagami's darkness seemed to expand, defying even the limits of the most powerful Saiyans. Reality itself was twisting under the influence of dark energy.
This darkness is incredibly strong.
We can't back down now, Kakarot. We must get over this.
Both Saiyans raised their powers even more. The fight reached a new peak of intensity. The Saiyan was exploding like fireworks in the vastness of the night sky, lighting up the darkness with flashes of determination and defiance. Takagami, at the epicenter of the storm, smiled ominously.
Now you'll see the true power of eternal darkness. The universe trembled as the battle reached its climax. The warriors were fighting for the fate of everything they knew, and the question that lingered in space was whether the light of the Saiyans could overcome the darkness of the sacred god. The planet Earth rumbled with the intensity of the cosmic battle. Goku and Vegeta, drenched in sweat, maintained their advanced forms as they prepared for Takagami's next assault. Darkness was emanating from his figure, but something seemed out of place. The Dark God's skin had a grayish hue, as if he had not yet completed the possession of its wearer. Takagami, with a guttural laugh, seemed to notice the perplexity in the Saiyans' expressions. "Surprise, Saiyans! I've not yet revealed all my power." Goku and Vegeta exchanged puzzled looks. Something was not right, and both warriors felt it. At that moment, Takagami convulsed. A new form shook, as if he was fighting against something. An invisible force seemed to pull at him from within. "No, I haven't taken complete control yet!" Suddenly, a burst of dark energy enveloped Takagami, hiding him from view. The Saiyans were on guard, prepared for any surprise. Their energy in the air became denser, as if the cosmos itself was on the verge of transformation. "What's going on?" Before they could form any more questions, the dark energy dispersed, revealing Takagami's true form. However, what they saw took their breath away. At the moment of arriving at his true form, he let himself see the body he was possessing. This body was Yamcha's. Once the warriors saw that, Takagami completed his bird-headed humanoid form, but now the true form of the sacred god of destruction was clearly revealed. The falcon's head was clearly shown, with a defined musculature but a thin body, wearing blue Egyptian clothes with gold bracelets and a gold necklace. Huge wings which disappeared and appeared at their whim. Now Takagami had something going for him. He was playing against the Saiyan warriors. Not only should he defeat them, but they should also avoid harming Yamcha. "That's what Yamcha looks like!" Takagami's rumbling laughter filled the space. Now completely in possession of Yamcha's body, the Dark God was displaying a malevolent smile. "That's right, Saiyans. This weak body belongs to me now." Vegeta gritted his teeth furiously. "Damn it! How dare you possess one of us? It's not just one Saiyan. Soon all of you will become Bahamut puppets." The reality of the situation hit Goku and Vegeta, but the force of the cosmic impact, the dark entity they were facing, was not only a dark god, but also had the power of possessing earthling warriors. Yamcha, now inside the sacred god of darkness, did not have any sign of consciousness. The god had taken control of his being completely. "Ha ha ha ha! There's no escape. Bahamut will be released, and this universe will fall into eternal darkness." Goku and Vegeta shared a determined look. They knew the threat was even greater now. Not only were they fighting a dark god, they were also faced the possibility of losing their friends and allies in this fight. "Vegeta, we have to find a way to free Yamcha and stop Takagami." "Of course, Kakarot. But first, we have to deal with this dark god." The battle continued, but now the situation was more desperate. Takagami, with Yamcha's body, unleashed an unstoppable fury. The Saiyans struggled not only against eternal darkness, but also against the weight of facing one of their own companions. Explosions of energy lit up the sky, but the inner struggle of Goku and Vegeta was equally intense. Every blow, every burst of ki resonated with the promise of freeing Yamcha and saving the universe from the threat of Bahamut. But Takagami wasn't going to give up so easily. "Do you think you could beat one of the World Eater's henchmen?" The dark energy intensified in the ultimate form of the sacred god of darkness. Now, the freedom to be able to use all his power launched relentless attacks. Goku and Vegeta, with their advanced forms, were fighting with all their might, but the darkness had a firm grip. The struggle dragged on. Every moment seemed like an eternity. Yamcha, although he was just a contender for Takagami, at one point during the fight showed signs of pain on his face. It was as if his very essence was fighting against the darkness that was consuming her. "Yamcha, hold on! Let's get you out of this!" But Goku's words were lost in the storm. Takagami, with a maniacal laugh, continued his assault. The Earth, witness of this cosmic conflict, trembled before the magnitude of the confrontation between light and darkness. Somewhere far away, Chaos and Ten Shinhan, after alerting the other Z warriors about the threat, returned to the battlefield. Seeing the situation, Ten Shinhan's face filled with fury as Chaos clenched his fist determinedly.
Takagami! I'll make sure you pay for this!
Both warriors joined the fight, but even with their abilities, facing a dark god who possessed one of his own would not be so easy. The battle turned into a desperate struggle to face Yamcha and stop Bahamut before he was released. During the chaos, Goku and Vegeta shared a look of determination. The darkness could be powerful, but the light of the Saiyans would shine even in the darkest moments. The battle for the fate of the universe was far from over, and Earth's heroes were ready to face any challenges that stood in their way. Taking a trip to the past, one day before the strange artifact was impregnated into Goku's chest, after rescuing his son Goten, Yamcha, oblivious to the imminent danger that was coming, was exploring an ancient Egyptian pyramid during an archaeological expedition. The atmosphere was charged with mystery and the promise of amazing discoveries. Deep inside the pyramid, Yamcha stumbled upon an ancient artifact that was glowing with a dim light. It was an Egyptian bracelet decorated with intricate hieroglyphs. Fascinated by her beauty and attracted by an inexplicable force, Yamcha could not resist and placed the bracelet on his wrist. The moment the bracelet touched his skin, a strange sensation enveloped Yamcha. It was not painful or threatening, but rather captivating. An ancestral connection was established between the earthly warrior and the Egyptian artifact. What Yamcha didn't know was that this artifact contained an ancient power linked to the age of gods and legends. As the light from the bracelet merged with Yamcha, an ancient presence awoke. It was the essence of an ancient god that was lying asleep inside the artifact. However, this being was neither malevolent nor benevolent. It was simply an ancestral force seeking to join a mortal existence, or at least that was what Yamcha felt at that moment. The god, by merging with Yamcha, granted him abilities and knowledge beyond his comprehension. Yamcha felt with a strength and connection to the story itself. The fusion, although puzzling at first, resulted in a unique symbiosis between the earthly warrior and the divine entity. Yamcha didn't know what the bracelet actually was. Returning to the battle, every moment became more challenging for Goku and Vegeta and the earthly warriors. Takagami, now completely liberated, unleashed a destructive force that tested even the most powerful Saiyans. In an effort to turn the tide of the battle, Ten Shinhan and Chaos joined the fight. Both warriors, aware of the threat possessed by Takagami, threw themselves into the fray bravely. His unique skills and determination added a new dynamic to the conflict, but even with his intervention, the darkness persisted.
Ten Shinhan, keep the pressure on. We cannot allow this darkness to take over our world.
Ten Shinhan nodded, concentrating his energy on coordinated attacks with Goku and Vegeta. Despite their combined efforts, Takagami remained a relentless adversary. As the battle reached its peak, Goku and Vegeta, exhausted but without losing their determination, shared a look of mutual understanding. They knew they needed an extra power to face Takagami at his finest. Instantly, an idea crossed their minds of the Saiyan's fusion.
Vegeta, I know it's not something you prefer, but I think it's our only option.
I don't like to admit it, Kakarot, but I agree with you. If we want to stop this monster, we need all the power we can get.
Both warriors assumed the necessary postures to perform the fusion dance. The energy of Goku and Vegeta intertwined in a brilliant flash, and within seconds, an entirely new warrior emerged. Gogeta in his base form, the supremely powerful fusion of the two Saiyans.
It seems the occasion requires it. Now, Takagami, get ready. So you think a ridiculous fusion will be able to stand up to my power?
Gogeta rushed towards Takagami with amazing speed. The matchup that followed was an unmatched display of skills. Gogeta dodged Takagami's attacks with grace, fighting back with overwhelming force. However, the darkness that enveloped the Dark God proved to be a formidable challenge. During the intense battle, Ten Shinhan and Chaos continued to bravely fight, but the price of a confrontation was already becoming apparent. Takagami, taking advantage of the distraction, launched a devastating attack that left Ten Shinhan and Chaos seriously injured. Goku and Vegeta, seeing their companions in danger, felt a surge of rage. Gogeta redoubled his efforts, attacking with renewed ferocity. However, Takagami, aware of the situation, diverted his attention to Ten Shinhan and Chaos.
Feeling the despair, Saiyans? Soon this world will witness its end.
Goku and Vegeta, full of rage and determination, increased their speed. They knew they needed to do something before Takagami carried out his threats. The battle reached its climax when Gogeta launched a massive attack on Takagami, seeking to break his resistance. However, the darkness surrounding Takagami intensified, revealing a surprise resistance. It was then that Tenshinhan and Chaos, still on the ground, exchanged a determined look. They knew that whatever they had to do to give Gogeta a chance to defeat Takagami.
Goku, Vegeta, you need time. I'll take care of holding this monster.
I'll come with you, Tenshinhan. Together we'll be the barrier they need.
Goku and Vegeta, although reluctant to lose their friends, went at full speed to avoid what they had in mind.
Don't do it, Tenshinhan, Chaos.
Tenshinhan and Chaos stood up, ignoring the pain coursing through their bodies. With determination, they faced Takagami, resisting his attacks with all their might. Gogeta, seeing the situation, understood the magnitude of the sacrifice they were making.
We cannot disappoint this sacrifice. We have to win this.
While Tenshinhan and Chaos bravely fought Takagami, Gogeta continued his assault with the intensity intact. The battle was taking place on two fronts, with the Earth Warriors sacrificing themselves to provide the necessary opening. Goku and Vegeta, as he approached, their hearts were filled with sorrow and gratitude towards Tenshinhan and Chaos. Gogeta, with supersonic speed, approached the scene where Tenshinhan and Chaos were bravely facing Takagami. His gaze reflected the mixture of determination and regret, knowing that the sacrifices of his teammates were the key to victory.
Hold on a little longer, guys. Let's put an end to this.
The Saiyan fusion advanced towards Takagami, who, upon seeing Gogeta's arrival, stopped attacking Tenshinhan and Chaos to confront the fused warrior. The intensity of the battle reached a new level, with attacks and counterattacks echoing across the battlefield. Tenshinhan, with his remaining strength, took advantage of that distraction to hold Takagami with all his strength, preventing him from moving freely. His face showed determination and resignation at the same time.
Chaos, this is your chance. Make every second I hold this monster worth it.
Chaos, next to Tenshinhan, nodded weakly. His body showed the ravages of the battle, but his eyes were shining with all the will to do the duty.
Tenshinhan is right, Gogeta. The light will always prevail over the darkness. Remember that.
Goku, Vegeta, take care of our world. This is our last act.
At that moment, Chaos accumulated an immense amount of energy to sacrifice himself. Gogeta, who was very close, were hit by the shock wave of the explosion. Gogeta, recovering from the impact, looked at the place where his companions were with solemnly.
Your sacrifice will not be in vain. I promise.
After what happened, Gogeta raised his head and with an uncontrollable anger increased his ki in such a way that he made the battlefield rumble, making the stones that were in the place fly, making Takagami retreat only with the gusts of air that expanded from his being. In a panning from head to toe, we managed to see Gogeta's transformation in Super Saiyan Blue Phase 4, which showed the essence of Ozaru as a kind of aura in blue color, and a more controlled but much more powerful version, a transformation never seen, since they were not able to coordinate their powers to be able to reach said transformation. As Gogeta's energy transformed into a surprising and controlled version of Super Saiyan Blue Stage 4, a brilliant blue essence of Ozaru manifested around him, revealing unparalleled potency. The cosmic landscape trembled before the magnitude of this new form. Goku and Vegeta, witness of this unique transformation, were filled with amazement and determination. It was evident that Gogeta was reaching a level of power never seen before, fusing the essence of Super Saiyan Blue with Ozaru's formidable presence flawlessly. Gogeta, in his new form, turned an intense gaze towards Takagami, whose expression of confidence was overshadowed by surprise. The battle, far from having come to an end, was just beginning in this new phase. The universe was waiting for the outcome of this epic confrontation, where light and darkness collided in a cosmic dance. The promise of a new dawn loomed on the horizon, but the price of triumph was uncertain.
Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like, Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.